Hello and welcome to the Run.down. We are live before the end of this game. It was more of a execution, a beatdown, a scheduled spanking. Some might say. The Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals, or sorry, the NBA Finals. They're the Eastern Conference champions, barring a 40-point turnaround here in 3.5 minutes. Whatever. Thank you to our sponsor, FanDuel. That's fine. We got that out of the way. This is like nothing will top this right now until like maybe, hopefully, 6-7 games from now we top this. But this is the best Knicks team of my lifetime. This is the best Knicks team of my lifetime. That is not a question. Whether they win an NBA championship or not, this is the best Knicks team of my lifetime. And not only is it the best Knicks team of my lifetime, they've just capped off one of the all-time most dominant conference runs you're ever going to see. I don't give a shit who they played. If they played the fucking... It doesn't matter who they played. You played 3 playoff teams. You went 12-2. You won by double digits in every single one of the games in the Eastern Conference Finals against a 52-win Cavs team. You can try and tell me it's a weak path all you want. What I'm also going to tell you is you can suck my dick. That's what I'm going to tell you, because this is unbelievable. They're playing at just an extraordinary level. Forget the Knicks. No team has played at this level. No team has played at this level for this sustained period of time, regardless of competition. You think the Knicks are the first team in NBA history to play relatively weak competition and route to the finals? No, they're not. So the fact that this is historic levels of dominance does mean something. And look, to all the people who cried all fucking season about how this team just nothing has changed, the vibes aren't good. Oh my God, Tom Thibodeau, they did him dirty. Fuck off. They did nobody dirty. Mike Brown has coached a great season. He has coached an unbelievable playoff run after he got out of his system, whatever he needed to get out of his system through the first 3 games of the Hawks series. And this team is playing at just they're playing so together in a way that is like if you go on YouTube and you search like the 2014 Spurs or whatever, there's like this 15-minute video that's just like them having the best fucking sequences of ball movement you're ever going to see. And that is basically what this Knicks team has been doing now for like a month in every game, just whooping ass. And the last thing I'll say before I get your thoughts on, I'm so sorry, but never put Jalen Brunson in the same fucking tier as Donovan Mitchell ever again. Never put Evan fucking Mobley in the same conversation as Karl Anthony Towns. These guys played at a completely different level than their respective counterparts. And yes, the Knicks have a more complete team. Yes, Mikal Bridges is awesome. OG Anunoby's awesome. Hart was fucking a maniac today. All those things can be true, but you don't win at this level unless your best guys are outplaying their counterparts so significantly. And Jalen Brunson has been whooping Donovan Mitchell's fucking ass for 4 years across 2 conferences in 3 different playoff series. I never want to see that fucking guy's name in the same sentence as Jalen Brunson unless it is preceded by is worse.
Wait, to the left of Jalen Brunson, or something about Brunson being his daddy, whatever the fuck configuration sentence that is.
Jalen Brunson is quite literally, he is Donovan Mitchell's fucking father. He's his godfather. He is his uncle. He is every fucking relationship you could be just, above of seniority. Jalen, it's not a conversation. And honestly, what I will say is this is 3 years ago, or what is it, 4 years ago now? Yeah, 4 years ago.
4 years.
The
When Brunson signed?
The Knicks chose not to trade for Donovan Mitchell. It's an entire summer of being told they had to get this done. You got to get this deal done. If you don't do it, it's the worst fucking day in Knicks history because, you got to have a marquee name. Got to have a marquee name to put on the outside the Garden. And the Knicks didn't do it. They didn't budge. They didn't meet Utah's asking price for Donovan Mitchell. And that was a huge talking point to start that season. That was a huge talking point throughout that season. That was a huge talking point heading into that postseason when the Knicks beat the Cavs. The Knicks beat the Cavs 4-1 in that playoffs, as we all remember. And in the time period between that series and this series, both teams have undergone tons of roster changes, and we now see the sum total of it. And what you cannot tell me is that these are similar organizations. The Knicks have gone about this in such a more competent and they've assembled a much more well-rounded roster that has actual two-way wings, that has a complementary big man with an elite offensive skill set, that has actual quality depth. They pulled the trigger on key trades in key moments when that needed to happen to advance the team, push them forward, raise their level. They made a coaching change when it was time. And the Cavs, on the other hand, are still sitting here. And the main roster change they made was trading Darius Garland for James Harden. That's the main difference between the team in 2022-23 and the team today. And in that time, the wings that they acquired were Max Strus, Sam Merrill, Jalen Tyson, and Dean Wade. Dean Wade was also on that team, by the way. I think Sam Merrill might have been on that team, too. The Knicks, in the meantime, have acquired wings like OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. The gulf in class between these organizations was on display in this series. And honestly, I can say this quite clearly. The gulf in class between the Knicks and the rest of the conference this season was unbelievable and was on display throughout this postseason run. I cannot believe that this is a real time in Knicks history. And I am so happy and so pleased that I finally got to see this and that people of Khan's age don't have to pretend anymore that the 2012-13 Knicks were the greatest team to ever be assembled. Khan, thoughts?
I think, before I get into all the talking about this game and everything in the past, me and Tyrese have come on here and we've brought out the belts for all these blowout clinching games. And today is no different. Today, the Cleveland Cavaliers found out how it feels to get the belt by the 2026 Knicks, baby! Come on, man! Come on! Come on! Come on! This is for every kid around my age. No matter 25, 24, 23, whatever, who has not known what it's like for this team to own basketball, who has not known what it's felt like for this team to be the team. There's 4 more games to get there. But we have never been here. And I remember, this is a trip down memory lane, but when I was like in middle school on Instagram posting about fucking Frank Ntilikina getting drafted, shout out Frank, when I was posting about how we signed Aaron Aflalo, talking about how good he would be for us. I was hype when we signed Joakim Noah, and I loved Courtney Lee to my death, okay? And I grew up watching Ronnie Turiaf. I chose that team when they were fucking garbage. And while everybody was rooting for Steph in 2016, and yeah, I fucking liked LeBron for a little while, but everybody was bandwagoning LeBron, and I was fucking watching the Knicks every other night.
Lance Thomas
or Kevin Durant in OKC with Russell Westbrook. Or I had to hear about James Harden with these triple doubles and dropping 60 points. Or the fucking next guy, Paul George, whatever, Kawhi Leonard. I grew up, and so many Knicks fans grew up knowing nothing but fucking agony and pain on that TV screen. Knowing nothing but fucking losing. Knowing nothing but fucking wasting your night watching that shit. Feeling like there was no fucking savior coming for you. This team has a chance to make every single second worth it. Because when this team wins, there is nothing like this team. There is nothing like what they do. Yeah, Ace, I've barely experienced the pain of being a Knicks fan. I don't know anything besides pain, bro. I didn't watch the 99 Knicks go to the finals. I didn't watch Ewing. I didn't watch any of the success they ever had. The only success I knew was winning 6 games in 2013 against the Pacers. That's all I fucking knew. That's all so many fans my age know. And we are in the midst of the most dominant 11-game stretch in the history of organized fucking basketball. 20-point leads within the first quarter of every single elimination game this year. What is the plus minus over the last 11 games? Nearly 260 fucking points after today. This team, win the championship, don't win the championship, we're not even going to get into that. This team, what they have given us over the last 11 days, I'm not doing the fucking pissing contest with you right now, Ace. I'm sorry. Just fucking stop with the bullshit right now. Trying to pull the fucking more dedicated fan card right now. Shut up. This team over the last 11 games has given Knicks fans the most to cheer about than any team in NBA history has given them for 11 games. The run they are on is so fucking earth-shatteringly good. Earth-shatteringly good. What we have taken in, 37-point win on the road today. They didn't have a chance to clinch any of these series at home because they can't fucking extend the series. Nobody can extend the series on them. Take it all in. What you are seeing right now is history, and I pray to God they cap it off, because you know what will happen with the revisionist takes if they don't cap it off. But these 11 games, man, they have taken every single thing anybody has said about them. The Hawks are deeper, they're younger, they're more athletic. 100-point differential over the last 3 games. Get off of our fucking court. The Sixers have Joel Embiid. They have Tyrese Maxey, who's so fast. Can you guard him? Kelly Oubre exists. Doesn't matter. Get off of our fucking court. 4 games. You're going to get blown out in every single one besides game 3. The Cavaliers, they have Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell's from New York. The redemption story after they didn't trade for him, 3 summers ago. Doesn't fucking matter. 40 ball on your own home court. Get the fuck up out of here. This team has eviscerated every single team in their path. Eviscerated them. Not giving them a goddamn shot. So when Ace brings up you don't even know the tip of the iceberg for Knicks fan pain thing, whatever. Dude, there's come together right now to appreciate your team having the most dominant 11-game run in the history of this sport. That's what it is. More so than talking about any single player on this team. JB, Deuce, Cat, whatever you want to call it. This team has come together in a way that I think is even beyond what the Spurs have done. Because they regrouped in the middle of a postseason series, man. And carried it on for a month without taking a loss. What the hell is that? What is that? That's fucking crazy. Anyway, that's my rant.
Yes. I see there's somebody named Laker Ramsing. I'm unsure why you're very upset about the language being used or that a fan is happy. Gonna get some super chats. CMP323, thank you for the super chat, $10. I never allowed myself to think this was possible 10 years ago. This is surreal. What a legendary run. Let's go fucking win this shit. Yes. Look, the job is not finished. 4 more wins gets us to, obviously, the ultimate goal. And that's the dream. That's the dream when this team was assembled a couple years ago, really. That's been the dream, obviously for any team at the start of any season. But very obviously, you fire a coach after an Eastern Conference Finals appearance for the first time. Mind you, the Knicks did not make the Eastern Conference Finals for 25 years. You're telegraphing what the expectation and hopes are, what you think this team is capable of. Your owner flat out said it, right? That hey, the expectation is to at least get to the finals, and we think we can win the finals. There's no ambiguity here. This is a team assembled with that goal in mind, that has felt that goal is attainable. And you're not going to get a better shot at this because these seasons, all you have to do is look at the teams that were in the finals last year, the year before that, these opportunities don't come all the time. 82-game regular season is long. The playoffs are a grind. I mean, maybe not for the Knicks this year, but anything can happen, right? Injuries happen all the time. The Celtics last year looked like they were going to walk through the Eastern Conference. They lose to us in the second round. Like, these are just such important moments to capture. No, I mean, as a fan, obviously, we should all appreciate this and live in the moment a little bit too. I know that we're always thinking about like, oh, what's next? And congrats to Jalen Brunson on winning the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, something that Jason Tatum has never done, or Tyrese Halliburton. But like, it's good to appreciate this stuff, but for the team itself, you know, and this team does seem to have that understanding of the moment. I don't think they're going to get carried away with anything, because they haven't gotten carried away with anything at any point during this playoff run, really. And I just think, like, you know, again, these moments don't come along every year. We don't know. Like, this is OG Anunoby's best year as a pro, probably. This is Mikal Bridges, at least his best playoff run. This is Josh Hart's best year as a pro. This is Karl Anthony Towns' best year, as far as I'm concerned, as a pro. Like these things are coming together at the perfect time. Landry Shamet is playing out of his fucking mind. Like, you know, like these things are coming together. Mitchell Robinson has stayed healthy. All these things are coming together at such a specific point in time. You just hope that they can cash this out, because I do sometimes watch the Western Conference and I see this gigantic alien roaming around the floor, and I don't know how many times you're going to get an opportunity to beat that guy when he hits his prime. So this is the Knicks' opportunity, man. This team they're in their prime. And, you know, they've just come together and now, you know, for basically 2 years, we were talking about, you know, this team is so talented, but they're not. They feel like less than the sum of their parts, and I don't know what the hell clicked. But right now, they are playing. You know, it's an understatement to say they're playing greater than the sum of their parts. They're playing greater than the sum of, you know, anybody could have expected. Really,
they're playing greater than the sum of any parts ever in the history of basketball.
Yeah, this is just like a ridiculous. I mean, this was a beatdown today. I mean, it was unbelievable. Every quarter, it just felt like they had one run in each quarter that just kept putting the game in greater distance. So, yeah, it was awesome. And I mean, amazing run. This is from Hi CEO. Thank you for the super chat. Brother, salute to you all, to Strickland, and for all your work. I've been a Knicks fan since '89. This team is better than the '94 team, miles better than the '99 team. 4 more wins. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I mean, honestly, in terms of like the talent of any team in my lifetime, I would say like probably the '97 team is the one team that I felt like really had a chance to win a championship. Obviously, we know about the suspensions and everything that kind of fucked them over, but like, you know, the '94 team is right there, but this team has more talent. You know, Patrick Ewing famously never played with an All-NBA teammate. Jalen Brunson has an All-NBA teammate, even if he didn't fucking make it this year, which is ridiculous. He's got an all-defensive wing in OG Anunoby, maybe 2 all-defensive wings now with the way Bridges is playing. And honestly, Josh Hart playing at a crazy level defensively as well. Like, this group of talent is just better than anything I've seen as a Knicks fan. And they're just a fucking easy group to root for. Like, I know that a lot of times we have to set aside like the actual quality of the person in sports and just root for the fact they play for our team. Giants fans may be experiencing this week. But these guys are just, they seem like such a good group of dudes. You know, you read about Karl Anthony Towns. You see the way that Jalen Brunson goes out of his way to connect with fans before tonight's game, even, where he's like signing all these autographs for all these kids before the biggest game of his career, at least in the NBA level. You know, all of these guys, you just see it, you feel it, and that counts for a lot to me. That it is easy to root for them, because I remember the 2000s. Like, I remember, you know, you're a Knicks fan, and you're like, fucking hell, we have like a sexual harassment lawsuit involving the GM of the team. Like, you know, we got Marbury and Larry Brown spending an entire season sniping each other in the press. Like, and, you know, the list can go on and on of all the stupid fucking crazy bullshit that this organization put us through. You know, the 2010s were a little bit more sane as far as like you weren't dealing with a lot of off-court issues as much. But the product itself was terrible for the most part. And even when they got good in a way that was not sustainable, that didn't give you a real championship window. And then you look at the way all of this has worked since Leon Rose came in. And I mean, look, whether they get it done or not, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think there's a better front office in the league, given what they had to work with when they came in, the fact that they did not get lucky in a lottery to land some generational talent like Victor Wembanyama, that they didn't sit around and try to tank for 2-3 years before they kind of started deciding, okay, I guess it's time for us to get good at basketball now. All of that, like they've walked a path to contention that is unparalleled, really, at least in modern NBA history. And they've done it on the backs of signing a player in Jalen Brunson, who will continue to be doubted as, you know, is he a 1A on a championship team until he actually fucking does it. But this team is great. I love rooting for them. I love watching them. I have consistently maintained throughout the year that they are a contender, even in their lowest moments, where maybe I had some doubts. But I have felt, you know, the numbers are the numbers and the peaks were the peaks. And when you see the levels they have hit at crucial points and really just the level they maintained for most of the season, barring this weird 11-game stretch where they all hated life, like, it speaks for itself. And, you know, they were what? They went 4-2 last year in the Eastern Conference Finals that they lose.
Yeah.
And that was a team that you could feel it, that they were not on the same page all the time, that was fighting internally.
Bickering. Yeah.
And I don't, like, you know, bickering. I agree with you. They were, but this is not like they hated each other or that they had like beef with each other all the time, but they were not together and cohesive as a group. And the way they got to where they got was through a lot of individual great moments, and players individually finding and raising their level at key points in key games. But they got found out. You know, you can't ride that wave to where you need to go to be a championship team. You have to be a greater than the sum of your parts to an extent. You know, like it has to happen. So they've done that, and yeah, I mean, I can't say anything more than that. I just am so impressed and so happy to see this, because, you know, we were there for all these fucking years, and moments where you're like, man, is it ever gonna turn around? Like, to the point where like I don't know who the hell I was talking to last week, but it's like we were bad for so fucking long that I think every Knicks fan in existence has terrible personnel evaluation takes out there, because we didn't even know what the hell a good basketball player looked like.
Yes.
Looked like, because I'm sitting there like, I can kind of see it, 3-level scorer in Kevin Knox. If he puts it all together, I can see it. Like, we didn't know what it looked like.
It was like, no, Langston Galloway, like, that guy could contribute for a title.
I genuinely,
Aaron Aflalo got it. Like,
no, I will never forget this. I told my friend at one point when we had Langston Galloway, I was like, this guy can be like, he can 100% be a guy who closes out a finals series on the floor with you. And I was like, I'm so confident in that take. But like, that's what it does to you when you're just bad for that long. And you're like, I have no idea what any of this even looks like or feels like. I have no idea how to evaluate talent. And I just want to say thank you again to Leon Rose, to Brock Aller, to World Wide West, for knowing what it looks like, knowing what winning takes, understanding the salary cap, understanding how to put all this together. And thank you again to them. Thank you to Jalen Brunson. Thank you to Tom Thibodeau for his services. We do not miss you anymore. Thank you to Mike Brown for now elevating this group to where they deserve to be. So yeah, I'm just so happy. Tyrese, what were your thoughts on that really tense game?
I was just hanging onto the edge of my seat. Just really intense. When they cut it to like 37, I kind of got a little nervous.
But we were able to hang on, Tyrese. That's what matters.
I just, man, this shit started what, 6 years ago? About 6 years ago. This website started 6 years ago, and
started during COVID.
Started during COVID, and like we were doing talent evaluation and draft scouting, and we were writing articles about trades to get off of Julius Randle's money so we could preserve cap space for 2021.
Nick put 2 in 2 seconds.
Nick put 2 in 2 seconds. Like, it has been such a journey to get to this point. As a fan, it's just been incredible to be a part of all of this, all of the heartbreak, all of the sadness and misery, but it's all worth it to get to this point. This is why you root for this team. Just how many times were we watching Mario Hezonja and Udridge, and again, like I said previously, Aaron Aflalo, Clay Anthony Early, J.R. Smith. We're at the point where we're using our roster spots to get Chris Smith as a favorite to J.R. Smith. I ran a Facebook page in 2013 called Chris Copeland 14 and like that was like my first bit of like fandom. And
Tyrese was a high usage Reddit poster on Knicks Reddit back in the day.
I heard he's still posting on backsite social media platforms like maybe Truth Social.
Yeah, you know me. I love myself from Truth Social.
He's got to make sure he's on the same page as Jackson Dart.
Exactly. I'm locked in with my quarterback. I don't care.
Yeah, so we're following by example.
Exactly. Listen, I don't care. Wherever he goes, I go. God damn it. But to be honest, man, it's just like I wasn't born the last time they made the finals. I was born, I think, 2 months later. Yeah. And the fact that
that's when it all went downhill.
Yeah, that's when it all went downhill, unfortunately. But the fact that I got to watch this with my dad and we got to celebrate like going to the finals together again, like this is just incredible, man. Like this is what you dream about happening one day, and probably a lot of late, but better late than never. Just what a journey. And I mean, given the fact that they won by over 30, what has to come next. I think everybody knows what has to come next. I just last time I checked, I didn't tell you could fucking run from these goddamn strokes.
I mean, they ran the fucking Cavs out of the gym today. That was
embarrassing.
We talked about it after Game 3, where it was just like you could tell from the start of that game, part of the game plan was like, look, these guys are fucking dead. Anytime you get a chance to run, fucking run. And tonight, it was like within the first 5 minutes of the game, they had given up like 3 easy transition layups, absolutely no reason. They were dead, and they'd given up. Like Max Strus today looked like. Did you see him in the pregame where they like were announcing the lineups? He just was like standing there and like he just raised his hand when they announced him with the starters. I was like, damn, you look really pumped, bro.
Yeah, absolute like dirtbag game from him, by the way.
Yeah, no, he gave up. You know when he gave up? I know when he gave up. He gave up at the end of Game 3 when he was chasing around 2 screens, and then everybody else in the team just stood around and watched Jalen Brunson take a layup. He was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm done.
But what I meant by him being a dirtbag today was the foul on OG when he knew he had no chance to block that shot, right? And then after he hits Shamet with the screen and Shamet goes flying, and then Shamet's boxing him out, and Strus like throws a high elbow to like the back of Shamet's neck, gets called for a loose ball foul, and Shamet turns around, and I think Shamet had like a little split second of like, should I fucking fight this guy right now? But then he was like, but then he was like, you know what? We're up 30 points. Like, I already won the fight.
Yeah, you know what? I am more interested in having a good time at the U.S. Open this year, photographing it. Yes. No, but like it was. But you know what? That's the shit. Like that's what they would have needed to happen to get back in this game. That's what it would have taken. It would have taken the Knicks losing their cool, losing their focus, getting caught up in shit, maybe a guy getting ejected. Like, that's what it would have taken. And the Knicks never rose to the bait. Granted, the Cavs are, like, not a particularly, like, good team at baiting anybody. But, like, they just didn't rise to any of that shit. Like, you talked about Strus. Strus had the one with OG earlier in the game where, like, he kind of, like, pushes him when OG, goes for the loose ball or whatever. And you could tell immediately OG was pissed, but you saw, like, Hart and Brunson kind of just be like, yo, get the fuck away. Like, let's move on with our lives. Yeah, they were locked in. This team, they were mega locked in. I mean, I'm telling you, I've never seen a team. Forget I've never seen a team this fucking like
Locked in.
they're just fucking
Just laser focused, man.
yeah. It's crazy. Like it's nuts. Like at no point in this game was I actually worried. Like at no point was I genuinely worried when they made when they made that little bullshit run at the end of the first half and into like the start of the third quarter. I was still kind of like, yeah, this is whatever, dude. The Knicks are gonna get it together. It'll be fine.
When we hear the only thing that matters is the next play, moniker and like phrase get thrown around, that is legitimately like you could see with this team when somebody does like Mikhail made that ridiculous fadeaway on the baseline with Harden on him, and you know the crowd erupted and you saw some heads drop on the Cavs, and then like Mikhail makes it like there's no celebration, there's not like one of his little like rage bait moments, right, where he like does the head tilt thing and all that stuff. It's just like, yeah, I fucking buried that shit, and what are you gonna do about it? Now we're gonna play defense, and I'm gonna fucking strip you of the ball, and I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna fucking yam it in your face. Like that's all they think. That's all they think. Job's done on this possession. We're moving on. Like it has never been so easy to pick out with a Knicks team. That phrase, like you watch 5 minutes of the game, and you could see that phrase is not just a fucking punchline in an interview for them. Like that is a legitimately how they go into every single game right now. Like the only thing that matters is the first play, and then after that it's the second play. And it might seem like, you know, cliche and fucking whatever you want to call it, but that is real for them, and they are toasting people because of it.
Yeah. This is from, thank you for the super chat, Marinos TV1. I have a feeling Khan may know this person.
That is my cousin, actually. That is my cousin.
Wow, look at that.
That's not a joke this time.
Khan spinning facts, but a lot of curse words. I'm sure you've heard him say worse in Greek.
Yeah, he has. But Sean, before you jump into that, I just want to say, not putting my cousin on the spot too much over here, but he is not a Knicks fan, and his brother is not a Knicks fan, although his brother has indulged in some of these Knicks games with me. And I took the arrows when we were growing up, when their respective teams were up and winning. And when we would play goes into what I said to open the stream. When we would play like NBA franchise on 2K or whatever the fuck, and we would do like fantasy draft, and they would pick, I'm gonna out them now. They would pick the Nets and the other one picked the Celtics, and I'd pick the Knicks, and they'd laugh at me. And like looking back, it's all in good fun, but I was like, you know what, man, I really wish they would win something, man. Like I wish they'd win something. When they'd play the Celtics, that was my Super Bowl. When they'd play the Nets, I was jumping in front of my TV like, yo, we got to win this game, man. Like, I got to talk some shit to my cousin. It would never happen. Kyrie was going off on us. I was pissed. Like, this has never been, you know, a feeling that we've been able to savor and just like relish in as Knicks fans, man. And it brings the biggest smile ever onto my face, dude. Like, yes, yeah. It's our time, man. Come on.
4 more wins, and then you get to just talk shit the rest of your life. At Redface Radio, thank you for the super chat. Khan is always good for a closeout game polemic. LOL. From Mike Sweetney to Mikal, we made it, fellas. Yeah, man. Mike Sweetney, fucking. I can name so many shitty draft picks. Fucking Slavko Vranis, you know, Mache Lampe. You guys don't even know about these fucking guys. So many. Like, there are just so many shitty draft picks. And then even when they drafted somebody good, like, oh, we got Trevor Reeves in the second round. Let's trade him for fucking Steve Francis for no fucking reason. I'll date myself a little bit here. I was in the library at college when right before the trade deadline, when that trade, like, and you didn't get, there's no ticker, there was no Twitter. It was just like refreshing ESPN.com. And then that trade got made. And I remember I was like in the, like, it was like the quiet part of the library. And I just fucking was like, fuck. And then I had to get up and leave because it was just like really, really embarrassing. So like, yeah, like the Knicks have it's been horrible, obviously, for a long time. But like, this is what is great about sports. This is why you like stick with teams who make you miserable for year after year after year, is you're just hoping at some point, you're like, at some point they're going to get it together, right? And then I will be very happy. And this was the entire point of it. And look, Knicks fan, people will shit on Knicks fans just because they hate New York City, and that it's as simple as that. And yeah, our Knicks fans may be a bit obnoxious. Yeah, slightly, sure. Yeah, maybe they are. But you know why Knicks fans are fucking obnoxious? Because when we sucked, we had to like constantly be told we suck as if we were not aware. We've had to deal with the endless like shitty jokes and focus on a bad team and disingenuous reporting and yada. I can go on and on. Like you can't now get mad when the block gets spun on you. I'm sorry. Like it does not work that way.
Yeah.
So Becky Hammond,
Fucking-
fuck you. Everybody that supported Becky Hammond, also fuck you. Frank Isola, go fuck yourself. I can go on. The Mark Berman, please stay in fucking Florida. Never come back to the state of New York. We need you to stay down there fucking ever in St. Petersburg, covering the local USTA fucking amateur circuit in tennis. Like you can do whatever the fuck you're doing down there. Stay down there. Never come back.
Danny Green, fuck you.
Yeah.
Who
Danny Green.
Fuck Danny Green. Fuck Stephen A. Smith.
Fuck Stephen A.
Fakest
Smith.
Knicks fan of all time. Not a
Fuck-
real Knicks fan.
Fuck Sean Fantasy, fake ass Knicks fan.
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena,
Yeah.
fuck him and his bald head. Smack the shit out of it. Fuck Bill Simmons because he doesn't deserve happiness. So, let's keep going on. Zach Lowe will give him a pass. Fuck Pablo Torre. That stupid ass.
Yeah, talk about what the fucking Cavs did in this fucking game, Pablo Torre.
There literally the 2010s were just filled with the self-loathing Knicks fan that would hop on podcasts and just bitch and moan and talk about, oh my god, I'm a Knicks fan, feel sorry for me, I can't believe it, blah 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 blah. Actually, you know what? I like the Nets and I like gentrification and coffees that make my teeth black and sweet green and all this shit. And that's
what you're describing is just a lot of things that Zach likes.
Respect Zach, please. Also, sweet green is actually not that bad, but I need to get the point across. Like,
and brunch. You like brunch.
And brunch.
Thank you to Kofi Amanko Jr. for this super
and
chat.
5 p.m. dinners. And 5 p.m.
Okay,
dinners.
5 p.m.
That's like
whoa.
shit ever. We're done. Like that's
5 p.m. dinners were solid. Okay.
Yeah. No.
What?
5 p.m. dinner. 5 p.m. dinner is whack.
Okay, yeah. 5 p.m. Fuck 5 p.m. dinners. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dude, some of us go to sleep at like 9.
Yeah, that's then just don't eat. I'm sorry. 5 p.m. dinners, like that's actual fucking crazy shit, dude.
That's nuts.
That's like cult shit.
I had a 5 p.m. dinner tonight.
That's the whitest thing you've ever done. And you know it.
I can confirm that.
He couldn't even say anything because he knows it.
Damn, I got roasted. Shit.
Hayasio, thank you again for the super chat. Had to sit through Scott Layton as GM, threw Larry Brown his piss bag, leg catheter, and his active sabotage. Phil Jack has been the worst executive ever. This is for the strugglers. Yeah, man, we went through a lot of shit. We saw a lot of fucking stupid, bad shit. And the worst part is it's not like we were like some like market like Memphis or like Sacramento or whatever, where it's like they're not going to be talking about you every day on ESPN. They don't even talk about you when you're good. Like they don't talk about you ever. No, we're the New York Knicks. So anything that happens, good or bad, has to get amplified. And bad always sells. Bad always sells better than anything. And it was terrible. It was terrible. It sucked. Everything about it sucked. It was that entire period of time, basically from like the end of the 99-2000 season to the Leon Rose era, really. Like, and I know we had like the Melo era, and you know what? Today I'm gonna try my best not to throw any slander, but that was not a particularly strong era. They won one playoff series that entire time, so like this was not like you didn't achieve anything. There was no real title hopes aside from 1 year that they didn't even come close. Like it sucked. It was terrible. And you just named, Scott Layton, Isaiah Thomas, Phil Jackson, whatever. You can name the executive, Glenn, Steve Mills.
Grunwald.
Yeah, Glenn Grunwald, Steve Mills, like all of these guys contributed to so much stupid shit. I mean, fucking Donnie Walsh, fuck that guy. I think one of the most overrated executives, at least in Knicks history, quite frankly, NBA history to me. And yeah, sorry, we're gonna get to some more here. Cameron Levy, thank you for the super chat, man. 49.99. Schwinn, thank you for everything. I've learned a lot about basketball following you. Been following you on X for years now, and I'm so glad I have. Thank you for being an outlet for me when life is shitty. Tyrese, you're fucking hilarious. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I know we've DM'd and had conversations before. So appreciate the support here and appreciate the really kind words, honestly. Look, man, I'm happy for all Knicks fans who survived the struggle. Also, and you know what? Fuck the Knicks fans that were like that left. Fuck all those guys. And you know what? Fuck Crazy Kristen. The worst.
Fuck Cameron. Fuck Crazy Kristen. Fuck Mace. Who else can I think about? There's a lot of Knicks fans who like publicly like denounced their Knicks fandom, like it was them turning to Scientology. Yeah, like Michael Rappaport, get him to Max Kellerman. Even though now he's a Knicks fan again, even though they're good, they know, no, we know who you are. You have the fucking Julius Randle jersey, making fun of people. Like, there were, again, like, a lot of the 2010s was defined by, like, the self-loathing Knicks fan who would just get popular and talk about how bad the Knicks were and would just be like, woe is me, feel bad for me, I'm white and I'm privileged, wah, 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 wah. And now all of them want to be like, oh, well, actually, I was a Knicks fan. It was just Dolan. And it's like, no, Dolan's still here, and he's still observing you when you walk into the building. Like, there's nothing else you could do about it.
Bro, we have fucking 8 days off for a game 1 of the finals.
I'm going to start a family at this point. I'm bored. Lamar Odom was on crack.
No, I mean, it was, look, there's so many stupid fucking things that happen with the Knicks. Like, and I sometimes I go back and like read some of these old ESPN articles and they're hilarious, but also like, God, I cannot believe I stayed loyal to this team. But again, like, you know, that's the entire point, is like, you're just hoping it turns around. And I mean, look, I think I speak for everyone. I say it took a little bit longer than we all could have used, but it has happened. It has happened. Leon Rose is never going to get the credit he deserves unless they win a championship. But like,
he probably still wouldn't get the credit.
I just can't. Like, the way I'm not even joking when I say this. The way the Knicks have built this team, when you think about how it happened, did not tank. Never got a high pick. Their highest pick was Obi Toppin, who obviously isn't on the team anymore. Like they traded one of their lotto picks, which they've been criticized for even as recent as like a couple months ago, right? They traded a pick that they could have used to draft Jalen Williams, who is now injured right now, currently on the OKC, but obviously made an All-NBA team last year. Like, they did that to clear space to get Jalen Brunson and Isaiah Hartenstein. They also got 3 protected firsts, which at the time, I want to bring this up. I need to bring this up because people kept telling me at the time, those picks are fake. They're not real. They don't matter. They're not worth anything. And to those people, fuck you. Fuck you. All of them came in handy. Every single one. One of them we're still sitting on because we get 2 Washington picks. 31st pick this year. That team is still going to suck ass next year, even if they're going to try to win games. They're still going to be bad. So we still got that. One of the picks was part of the Mikal Bridges package. One of the picks was used for Karl-Anthony Towns. I like having Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't know about you, but I'm very happy to have those players. And I would make a reasonable argument that it is more valuable to have those players than to have drafted Jalen Williams. Period. Like, I will argue that. And like, you know, they did that. They waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. They didn't cash in their chips for Donovan Mitchell. The only big trade they made after signing Jalen Brunson in his first season was to trade for Josh Hart, which is a move at the time that plenty of people were losing their minds about. Oh my God, we traded a first-round pick and Cam Reddish for Josh Hart.
Why could you trade Cam Reddish?
This is terrible. What are we, just Villanova FC now? And they kept Josh Hart. And then they signed Dante DiVincenzo. And I want to rewind to that, because when they signed Dante DiVincenzo, there were people that were upset with that because they're like, man, we don't need another guard. We need a wing. What are we doing signing Dante DiVincenzo? And guess what? Fucking 5 months later, they trade RJ Barrett and they trade Emmanuel Quickley. Thank you for your services to both of them, for OG Anunoby. Without attaching a single first-round pick. They attached 1 second-round pick. Congratulations. And thank you to Masai Ujiri, the newest president of basketball operations for the Dallas Mavericks. Hopefully we can make a trade with you soon. They got OG Anunoby for that. And then you're able to trade all your picks for Mikal Bridges, and you're able to get Karl-Anthony Towns. And then you manage the salary cap perfectly. And you get, this is how you know they're a good front office. Every single one of these guys, when they've had to negotiate a contract, has given back a little something to the team that has allowed them all of those little margins. And in Jalen Brunson's case, maybe not a little margin. You know, Josh Hart, he opts into his contract, his player option, which allows them to sign Dante DiVincenzo and stay under the first apron and under the luxury tax that year, if I remember correctly. You know, when OG Anunoby resigns, yes, he got a big number. He left a little money on the table. When Mikal Bridges resigned, he left a little money on the table. Jalen Brunson, we know how much money potentially he left on the table. Like, that's how you know they're a well-run team, because these players, OG Anunoby could have gotten a max, 100%. If he wanted to hit the market, he could have gotten a full max. There's no question about it. These guys are willing to give back to the team because they know Leon Rose and Brock Aller and Worldwide West, that they want to win and that they will put together a winner. They trust them. They've earned that in a very, very short period of time. And that is rare and unique. And it is certainly rare and unique for the New York motherfucking Knicks, who were the fucking embodiment. David Stern once called the New York Knicks not a model of smart management. That was an actual quote that David Stern gave during the Isaiah Thomas era. So, like, this was a joke. We know it. We all know it. And now they are not a joke. They are a serious basketball team. And they have now, look, I mean, it's pretty impressive, man. Second round exit, Eastern Conference finals, like finals berth now. We will see where this ends, but there's no question that this front office deserves plenty of credit. They deserve a lot of credit from a lot of people who didn't want to give it to them for God knows what reason. Did not want to give it to them at any point. And they've earned it, and they've gotten it through creativity, being smart, being patient, understanding moments when to capitalize, knowing when to put your chips in, knowing when to hold them, knowing when to make a tough coaching change, being cutthroat, right? Like, it's not easy to fucking trade, you know, Dante DiVincenzo off his best, I mean, an amazing one season as a Knick, who is, you know, one of your star players' best friends, right? Like, it's hard to do that shit. It's hard to trade Julius Randle, no matter how much people want to act like it was a straightforward and easy decision. It's hard to trade Julius Randle, who had been an All-NBA player for you, and to take the chance on Karl-Anthony Towns with his big contract and understand that risk. It's not an easy, straightforward decision. That's why it was debated at the time. That's why it was debated for since then. And they've come out winners on that trade. That trade, being cutthroat, worked for them. It was the right choice. It is not easy to fire Tom Thibodeau, no matter how much me and Tyrese think it was easy to do. It is not easy to fire Tom Thibodeau coming off an Eastern Conference Finals appearance after being kind of an ever-present and a piece as to, you know, building up your culture and restoring the organization to any type of respectability. That's not an easy decision to make. It's a tough decision to make. And you know what else is tough? It's tough to go to your owner a year after you had him sign off on a 3-year, $30 million extension that had not even kicked in for your head coach yet, to go to him and be like, listen, I'm going to need you to, I'm going to need you to just eat that $10 million a year, buddy. But they did it. They put their necks on the line. I guarantee they put their necks on the line. Because if this doesn't work, if Mike Brown, when it was 2-1 down to Atlanta, I guarantee you, I mean, not I guarantee, we all know it. There were conversations about it. Hey, what's going to happen if the Knicks lose here? Like, it could be it could get volatile. It could be scary. And that was all fair, and it was true, because we know what James Dolan might do when the team falls below expectations. But they haven't. They've delivered on exactly what James Dolan expected of them. And what they expected of themselves. I mean, forget what James Dolan expects of them. This is what they expected of themselves. They told us this all year in so many words. They talked about, after they won the cup final, right? There was a whole controversy of, like, should they hang a banner or should they not? And they didn't hang a banner. And I think Jalen Brunson and several of the players were like, I think Jalen Brunson, though, very specifically was like, yeah, we chose as a group that we didn't want to do that because that's not our ultimate goal this year. So, you know, what the hell do you think they mean? This is their goal. Their goal is to try to win an NBA championship. And they're 4 wins away from doing it, and they have gotten this far in a fashion that is, again, literally historic. Historic, has never been done. And you're never going to convince me they are the first team in NBA history to have a very favorable path to the NBA Finals. So anybody trying to downplay that can fuck themselves, and anybody trying to shit on my front office can fuck off. They are an elite front office, and they deserve so much more credit and so much more respect than they get from even parts of the fan base, but certainly from the broader NBA media and fans of other teams.
Don't you ever just think about how good Brad Stevens is as an executive? Because
would you trade Jalen Brunson for Brad Stevens?
Would you want Brad Stevens or Giannis?
Brad Stevens won Executive of the Year for getting under the motherfucking luxury tax. Facts. That's what happened. He won because Nate Duncan and Dan LaRue are probably sitting there like, oh my God, man, look at the millions he saved for the owner.
Oh my God. That is not even Wick anymore, right? Wick Grosbeck is out here just saving so much money. He could have just reinvested into attempting to move the Connecticut Sun and failing. Yeah, man. Just wish. Sorry. Shout out to Brunson Better, $2. Wish Preston Chua was here right now, and then also Fizdale, I Heart Knox, DSJ, MB, KP, IT, Mills, fuck them all. Most of them, yeah. I mean, I absolutely fuck Fizdale, fuck Knox, fuck DSJ, MB, KP deserves it. Mills absolutely deserves it. I Heart will beat him in the finals, hopefully. Fuck him too. Man, it's just a wonderful feeling. It's just a wonderful feeling. Motherfucking Landry Shamet turning into goddamn Steph Curry. I wish I had more words to just talk about like how great this game was, because it really was just a fantastic performance throughout. Just complete domination. And when you put up nearly 40 in the first quarter, you could just kind of tell like the Knicks were not trying to fuck around, and they just completely blew them out. Scored 30 in every quarter, held the Cavs to 20 to sub 30 in every quarter. Again, just complete domination, start to finish. They were stood Cleveland's kind of last gasp and punch, and then they just made it happen. And that's all you can ask for from this team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you said it perfectly.
Just incredible.
Sorry, need to get to a couple more. Brunson Better, thank fuck. TT67 was dumb enough to bury Shamet last year, brought this demon back on Vetman.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Just real quick, just thank you for the super chat. I want to just read all of them together because he has 4 here. Brunson Better also says, Randall, Dynasty starts after you guy whole time. Good call. And then he also says, Fizdale, I Heart Knox, DSJ, Embiid, KP, IT Mills, fuck them all. Correct.
Yeah.
And now, go ahead, Terrence.
This team last season had Landry Shamet on the roster. Landry Shamet was injured in the preseason last year, comes back around Christmas time, is on the roster, gets he's kind of in and out of the rotation to start, gets a chance in the rotation, ends up playing around 11 minutes a night. Brunson gets hurt against LA in that overtime game. Shamet ends up playing more minutes. He goes from 11 minutes per game to 22. After he goes from 22 and Brunson comes back against Phoenix at home, he goes back down to around 15, and that 15 is being bolstered by the fact that he played 40 minutes in a closeout game against Brooklyn when everybody else was resting. Landry Shamet struggles for the first game he plays against the Pistons.
He played the first two, and he was a little. Yeah, I mean, he was not good, which is whatever. Yeah.
So he played, I think, 19 minutes total of that series. He played 10 minutes in game 1. He played 3 minutes in game 2, and then he got garbage time. He does not play serious minutes in the rotation until game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. So now, this year, Landry Shamet. Last year, Landry Shamet played 50 games. This year, he plays 51. Last year, Landry Shamet was in in and out of the rotation. This year, Landry Shamet in and out of the rotation. He didn't really play much of the Atlanta series. Started playing more in the Philly series when OG got hurt. Ended up carrying the momentum through. And now he ends up going, I think, 13 for 14 in the Eastern Conference Finals in a sweep. Ends up winning the Knicks game 1. Largely ends up putting away game 3. And he ends up essentially building the lead in game 4. Tom Thibodeau is a fucking terrorist. And I think we could say that objectively now. I tweeted about it again. You had told me to tweet about the screenshot for the data baller. And there were people saying Tibbs got us here. And I'm sorry. We can talk about Tibbs all we want to. Tom Thibodeau was carried by the front office. Leon Rose created context for Tom Thibodeau to be successful. 2022, 2023, they're 10-13. There's literally a hit piece that comes out by Garen Weitzman where they essentially believe that Tom Thibodeau is going to get fired that weekend. He ends up winning against Cleveland, and if he loses that game, he probably gets fired. They win against Cleveland. I think they're going to blow them out. They end up winning 9 straight. After the front office suggests roster changes, where they bench Fournier, they bench Rose, they bench Reddish, they start Grimes. Well, I think Grimes is already starting, but they end up playing more quickly. They end up playing more Deuce. And that's their 9-man rotation until the Josh Hart trade. They end up going on a net rating tier. They end up going to the 5th seed in the conference. They end up with 47 wins, but they clinched the 5th seed with 3 wins to go. So they could have ended up winning 50.
They should have been, if they just ran the rotations that we had been saying since like 2021-22, they probably win 50 games in 22-23.
Yes. And he done all that after 21-22, where the team's a mess, but they play the young players, and then the young players essentially take them from like top 10-ish to like the 11th to 12th pick. Or the 11th pick. One of those two. I don't even remember what pick it was. But like the young players,
it doesn't even matter. It was very obvious that they raised the level of the team.
Yes. And Tom Thibodeau decided to not play those guys significant minutes until, again, that they were mathematically out of it. And coming out of the All-Star break, you're like, oh, wait, Jericho Sims is playing instead of Taj Gibson and all that shit. Neither here nor there. 23-24 comes around. The team is, 17-15 on New Year's Day before the OG trade comes in. They're the worst defense in the league. Following the Mitch injury. OG comes in. They obviously rip off, 8 straight, 9 straight. We know what happens. Brando gets injured. Tom Thibodeau responds by playing Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo 40 minutes a night. They end up getting to the 2 seed, 50 games, go down in 7. Even in that series where they go down to the Indiana Pacers, they were up 2-0. Tom Thibodeau ends up starting Precious Achiuwa in games 3 and 4. They lose those games. He starts Deuce game 5. They win that game, and then game 6, everybody gets injured. Game 7, everybody's still injured. Runs and breaks his hand. 24-25. We were here for it. The team got off to an incredible start, soft schedule. They end up being, 27-21 after the new year. Josh Hart's shooting falls off a cliff. They don't change the rotation. They don't change the starting lineup until game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, where Josh Hart basically publicly said that, yeah, I had to talk with him and make him change the rotation. They change the rotation. They end up winning the Eastern Conference semifinals against Boston. They end up taking it to 6 against the Pacers.
I know for sure the front office have been pushing him to change the lineup during the Celtics series, which he did not do, obviously.
Yes. And the only reason why he didn't do it was because they kept coming back down from 20. Like, the team last season finished with a neutral net rating. A neutral net rating for an Eastern Conference finalist. Do you know how bad you need to be to have a neutral net rating?
I do. You have to be as bad as the Cavs. Actually, you have to be slightly better than the Cavs were this year, but you're still not good.
Yes. And again, everybody laughs at the Cavs. The Cavs are going to finish with a negative record in the playoffs. The Knicks, I think, finished 9-9. 10. Yeah, 10-8, 10-8, because they won 4. They won 4. Yeah, 10-8, whatever it may be. But there is no way you could look at this team from last year compared to this year and say that Tom Thibodeau was not an anchor on this team, was not an anchor on getting his team where they needed to be. And again, now this team has the number one offense in the playoffs. They have the number one defense in the playoffs. We finally ended up passing San Antonio. Shout outs to us. With a 19.8 net rating. For reference sake, the Cleveland Cavaliers, when ended up going 8-10, they have a negative 3.6. They've won 2 series. They have a negative 3.6. The fact that we had a neutral net rating after the postseason last season speaks to A, the level of talent on the roster to keep this team afloat, and B, the fact that they were just not being utilized in the way that they should have been utilized. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I just actually no, they had a negative net rating. They were minus 0.5.
Yeah, they had to fire Tom Thibodeau. That's again very obvious process over results decision there. And yeah, the Landry Shamet thing. I mean, look, Shaman's playing out of his mind. He's not going to keep shooting like this, but that's kind of the point. Is like you have to push different buttons, and you have to have a feel for things. Like Mike Brown is going to do shit. Like he's actually probably going to do things that have even more extreme negative consequences at times than Tom Thibodeau. The difference is I trust him to like adjust. Like, oh, this actually sucks. Okay, we're not going to do that anymore. Like today is a perfect example. This was a closeout game, and I knew he was not fucking around because he was like, Jordan Clarkson, thank you. You're not playing until garbage time, my friend. We are not. We are taking this very, very seriously. He coached a tight rotation until obviously the game was out of hand, and then then he puts guys in. But like even that, right? I guarantee you, with 7 minutes left, up 35, Tom Thibodeau is not pulling his starters right there. He's not pulling all of his rotation guys out, which is what Mike Brown did. He pulled all of his rotation guys out and immediately put in the bench. It's just small stuff like that matters. Thank you to Akiva for the super chat. Can't stop smiling. Shout out Landry Shamet for more. Yes, shout out Landry Shamet. He's awesome. And then thank you to Yajvin Dabiru, who says, reminiscing on Fizdale telling Moutier he's going to get him right. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. That press conference is certainly, it was certainly a time. It was certainly a time to be alive as a Knicks fan. And I mean, like that's also the funny thing is, right, is like all these other guys, Fizdale and Derek Fisher and like Phil Jackson and Steve Mills and Scott Perry, like when they did the sit in front of the press and talk to them and say all these nice things, and like, did it matter? Did it affect anything? No, it didn't affect anything, because guess what? That shit doesn't matter, dude. It does not matter. Talking to the press is not your job. I know the press would like at times, and I get it. You're annoyed because you want content, you want quotes from these guys, you want to get access and insight from these guys. I understand that. But like, as a fan, I've never cared about it because I'm like, your job, I can evaluate your job without you talking to Mark Berman. I don't need that. Like, I don't need Leon Rose to tell me the plan, because the plan's kind of evident, right? Be a good basketball team, contend, try to win championships. Like, I just have never understood that logic of like, well, what's the plan here? Like, and why would anybody be like, hey, you know what? This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to trade for OG Anunoby at his lowest value because Masai Ujiri is an idiot. And that's our goal. Yep, that's the plan here. Like, you're not going to get that shit from them. They're not going to tell you what they want. Like, I saw Trajan Langdon have all these quotes about, like, oh, we love our core and it's about being patient and blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, you are fucking lying, dude. You are lying so hard. Like, no way you're just going to run it back with this team. Give me a break.
It's the same shit that happened with the coaching search, where people are like, we don't know the Knicks plan. Why did they keep interviewing all these candidates?
Yeah.
Or why are they trying to access these candidates who already have coaching options? It's like, well, they're the only job that needs to be filled, and you might as well see what you can get. And then all those coaches just ended up getting raises. 2 of them ended up getting fired anyway. And it's like, hey, you never know unless you ask. So,
yep. Sorry, just trying to get to some more comments here. Jordan Bub says, this is from Chris Persianen. The Knicks are one of 4 teams ever with 2 30-plus point closeout wins. Knicks are one of 1 teams ever with 3 20-plus point closeout wins. Knicks are one of 1 teams ever with 3 30-plus point closeout wins. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I understand, like, I understand to some extent the idea of, like, are the Spurs or the Thunder better than any team the Knicks have faced so far? Undoubtedly. Like, obviously, they're definitely better than those teams. Than the Cavs or the fucking Sixers or the Hawks. So we know that. Nobody's denying that. The Knicks are not just, like, handling business. They are, like, they're handling business and then they're stuffing these guys into a fucking locker. Like, what you saw today, these are supposed to be desperation moments for these teams, right? No team wants to get swept. Not a single team wants to get swept. It's like a very basic thing. You don't want to get swept. They came out against Philly, ran them out of the gym. They came out against, the Cavs, ran them out of their gym. And then the Hawks won. That's 3-2 going back to Atlanta. Like, I know Atlanta at that point kind of knew they were drawing dead there, but you're expecting a fight. You're expecting at least this to be in the balance maybe for 2.5, 3 quarters. Then you kind of, the quality of your team, the level, the difference there shows itself and you separate. That was 50-point fucking lead. They had, what was it? Like, was they up 60 at one point in that game?
Yeah,
like,
they were.
It was fucking ridiculous. You're never going to see that again. You will not see that again. I don't know that this team will hit the flow state they're in right now, the level they're playing at consistently.
Again.
You might never see it again from this group. Like, again, the group I keep coming back to more than, I've seen a lot of the 2011 Mavs stuff. I think that's a different kind of team and different scenario. It's that 2014 Spurs team where, like, they hit a level that you're like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. But guess what? They didn't hit that level the entire postseason. They kind of hit that level in the finals, and specifically starting in Game 3 in Miami. The Knicks have been in this surgical level where they're just dissecting teams. They've been here for like a month now. I mean, this is incredible. They're on an 11-game win streak in the fucking playoffs. In the playoffs. They didn't win double-digit. When's the last time they won 10 in a row? I think it was in 2012-13 when they won 13 in a row. And that was in the regular fucking season. What they're doing right now is historic. And more than historic, it's unprecedented. Like, people can downplay it all they want. And I challenge you, go look at the path that the 2024 Celtics had. Go look at the path that the Nuggets had. I mean, I think Andrew Claudio tweeted this out maybe today or last night, just laying out the path that all these teams take. They didn't have murderers row teams that they were facing, and they didn't hit this level. Like, what is happening with this team right now is special, and they absolutely have a chance to win a championship. They 100% can win a championship. It is a matter of doing it now. It is a matter of doing it, but you have to feel good about their chances because guys are sacrificing, and it's easy to sacrifice when
you're winning.
When you're winning, and not just you're winning, but like there's a level of togetherness and camaraderie right now with this team. I mean, you just listen to like and read the quotes from like Karl Anthony Towns, where like they asked him about missing out on NBA, and he's kind of like didn't really care. Like I was angrier on Twitter last night than Karl Anthony Towns was. Josh Hart. You see like he got benched at like 2 points to close games in this series, right? He gets benched in game 1 for Landry Shamet. And I understand like the Knicks were up, so it's a little bit different, but he basically got benched on the stretch of game 3 for Landry Shamet because Mike Brown wanted to go 5 out. And is he happy about that? No, of course he's not happy about that. But like, who cares? Like, the point is to win a championship. The point isn't to like be happy, like play the minutes exactly that you want. Like, the goal is to win a championship, and they all understand that now. They all understand that. They're all playing at that level. And look, like we can get into it, but like I'm pretty comfortable with basically where everyone on this team is right now. Mitch played a better game today. I need him to get to like the Mitch level, the real Mitch level. We have yet to see that definitively yet, but he got close.
He got close.
Yeah, and hopefully he can get through whatever he's going through, whatever the mental side of it. But if he gets like, once I saw him and Deuce come in and they were playing good, I was like, dude, for the Cavs to win this game now, they're gonna need like they can't miss a 3 the rest of the night. They just got to like hit everything. And that the Knicks hadn't even gotten good Deuce or Mitch games in this series until this point. They were up 3-0. They played as soon as they checked in. They were playing well, and I was like, "Yeah, this is it's over.
It's
It's over for these guys. Yeah, it's over, man." Kobe Blanco says,
Sorry, then
Kobe-
Shaman came in, and it was just like, yeah, it was over.
"Yeah, it's over. It's over." Kobe Blanco says, "I'm now blasting the 1999 NBA Finals music theme, Naughty by Nature Jamboree, because why not? Good point. Why not? Everybody should love that." I mean, look, 99 was like a special run because it was this 8 seed, and you beat like your historic rival in round 1 with the legendary Allen Houston shot. You swept the Hawks, which was like a hilarious series. If anybody ever has time, you should go back and watch some of those games. Like the games 3 and the games in Atlanta were a fucking joke. And then you beat the Pacers, who were like another historic rival, Reggie Miller, all that, in the conference finals. And obviously you get the 4-point play, and then game 6, Allen Houston just fucking basically lights up every single guy they put on him. But like that team had no chance in the NBA Finals. They were so beat up, they were dead. Like everybody was hurt, and it is what it is. This Knicks team, obviously, not maybe as this will be a memorable path to the finals because of the historic nature of the beatdowns they've been giving. But not because you're like, wow, what an intense, close game that they won right at the end. Aside from like game 1 against the Cavs, you're not going to think of any of these games like that. But they are healthy, and they're healthy, and everybody is good to go right now. That matters heading into the NBA Finals. That's the difference. That is a major difference. And if not now, I don't know when, but this is the best opportunity they've had to win a championship, regardless of how good you think the Spurs or OKC are. This is the best chance they've had to win a championship in my lifetime.
And mine too, because I wasn't around for the last one.
Yeah, people might not know this. Tyrese really liked the 2012-13 team, but I think you're right. This team is slightly better. Slightly better.
Yeah, I did like the 2012-13 team. They were fun,
They were fun for 1 year.
They were fun for 1 year, and then all of them got old and died.
Chris Bernard 97 says, I remember listening to Schwinn and Scooter, which is Doug, talk about Randall being dumped to the Thunder for Davis Bertans. Hey, man.
Good times.
Davis Bertans, he could space the floor, He can space the floor. This is from subcommandante_Marcos. Thank you for the super chat all the way from Canada, our lovely neighbors to the north. 4 more. Yes, 4 more. I agree. Let's get 4 more wins, and then we don't need to worry about anything. Landry Shamet of the last 6 games, 11 points per game, 72.4% from the field, 81% from 3, 19.4 minutes, 17 of 21 from 3, and only 1 missed 3-pointer in the conference finals. He's on a heater. This is like a contained version of that Caleb Martin conference finals run.
I know there's just something about a racially ambiguous dude just torching you in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's just so special to watch.
It was great.
It was fantastic.
Brandon Williams says, "Did Kenny get a sniff before going to the podium?" I think he's getting a sniff at fucking once they got out of the zone. He pulled out the zone for a few minutes, and then the Knicks kind of just ran them out of that, and then he was like, "All right."
My man is on the team bus bumping right now.
I'll tell you who was. I tweeted it like that Alvarado stint in the first half. This guy came in and was like, he just ran faster than them. That first play to start the second quarter, that was a joke. That was when I knew the game was done, because they run this just like they empty side kind of dribble handoff pick and roll action with him and Towns, and Alvarado just runs, gets the ball from Towns, gets an uncontested layup at the rim, set play out of timeout. Like to start the quarter, it was unbelievable. He had the one where I think Deuce knocked it loose, and then Alvarado comes out of like absolutely nowhere and just picks up the ball. And you can see Harden's like in front of him, and he just ran so much faster than James Harden that Harden couldn't even contest the layup. Not that he would have anyway, but he was like not in position to even do it. His stint was like, it wasn't the most impactful or the best, but there was something about it that I was like, this is fucking awesome, dude.
I know it was going. This is great. You're just doing shit. Like, hey,
He
do
was
that.
awesome.
Like, hey, like, you know what? We won his minutes too. Like, plus 21.
It was also the he had the steal. He had the steal off
Yes.
that was awesome.
He
Like everything.
it.
It was, dude. It was. I don't know. Like again, it was not like he was not obviously the Knicks' best player or the most impactful one off the bench. But something about that stint, I was like, that was awesome. And I like, if that was a drug, I would need that to be crushed into fine powder and snort the shit out of it and just have that for the rest of my life. That was amazing.
Yeah, like give it to Josh Hart specifically. Just
Dude, Josh, I don't think he needed any of that. He was fucking on it from the start. The way he was rebounding today, that was special, dude. His rebounding today was fucking nuts. He what did he have? 6 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. What a player. I mean, what a game. He had a great game. And you know what? Credit to him because early in the series, I know I wasn't the only person thinking it. We had an article written about on our website. I was like, man, this is not going to be a good Josh Hart series because the way they're defending him was brutal. He went somewhere before game 2 and was just like, I'm fucking letting it rip if they get to me. And because he did that and then he converted on his shots, they could not defend him like that anymore because they were like, okay, we have to like at least get out on him a little bit.
He might actually hit his shots.
Yeah, well, they were just like, we have to get out on him a little bit. And, you know,
that's enough.
Yeah, that was enough. And like, look, obviously you're playing the Spurs. They have this gigantic alien who can control the paint. They're probably going to try and ghost Josh Hart, so we'll have to see how he responds. But if they play San Antonio anyway, obviously OKC presents their own challenges. But just so much credit to him because he is a player who I think every Knicks fan has had like a very like, I love this guy. What the fuck is wrong with this guy relationship with? And I thought he caught a lot of shit at the end of last year. I understood why he did, but like I felt very strongly. I'm sure I know I tweeted and said it on multiple pods, but like I really felt like Tom Thibodeau did a disservice to him by just kind of like
making him play 38 minutes a game.
Yeah, like it was a disservice to him, and I'm just and his defense was a disaster for so much of last season. You know, you can go on and on, but like the way he has responded this year, even when his shot has struggled in the playoffs, his defense has been good enough that you're just kind of like, I mean, I guess it's fine to have you on the floor, actually. And he just does so much shit. And I think I've always said it, I will continue to say it, I will say it forever. When he is going good, there's something he provides to this team. There's a level he gives this team that nobody else can quite give them. There's an element to it, like the way he can push tempo and the energy he just infuses into your team on the floor. It's special, man. And, you know, again, I'm really happy for him because he's caught a lot of shit of like, oh, this is the guy who's going to prevent the Knicks from winning a championship or getting to a NBA finals. And, you know, look, job's not finished, you know, Kobe quote and all that, but like 12 games into a 16-game journey, hopefully, 12 wins, I should say, into a 16-win journey, hopefully, it is hard to say anything other than, you know, salute to you, Josh Hart. You have been fantastic.
Yeah. Like I think a lot of us even in Discord were like, oh, we need a Derek White trade. And it's like, no, Josh Hart was the Derek White trade.
Yeah, he was a Derek White trade.
Yeah, and it's like, everybody was like, yeah, we need a guy who could, like, you know, defend the point of attack and, you know, pass and space the floor. And again, Josh Hart spacing the floor is an adventure, but I mean, he's managed to figure out his role. He still rebounds with the best of them. Still passes with the best of them. His hands have been incredible this entire run. Another 2 steals tonight. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. No pause. Okay, I'm fulfilling me. No pause. But like, no. But like, legit active hands. The fact that he's been able to create a bunch of these transition opportunities, off makes, off misses, like they have just been. He has been integral to what the Knicks want to do, which is maximizing the possession battle and being able to create situations where the Knicks are able to take advantage of slanted defenses. And he's been integral to that.
And I'm sorry, like you need different types of leaders. Like so, like I don't undervalue the leadership that Jalen Brunson provides, and it seems like Karl Anthony Towns has stepped into like a bigger leadership role this year as well. But those guys are very different in their leadership than a guy like Josh Hart. Josh Hart is, again, I'm not the first person to make this fucking pun, but like he's the heart and soul of the team. But he is like, there is something to that. Like there is something to a player who, like, he is. You can like see what he is thinking while you're watching the game. There's no like stoic. Like you watch SGA and he's just like fucking stoic, like at all times, and you're just like, okay. Like obviously Tim Duncan is the greatest example of it, but like Josh Hart is like, you know exactly what is going on in his brain at every single moment because you can visibly see it. You can see what he feels. You can see what he thinks. But you need a guy like that, and I just think like there's something. He's not as good as OG Anunoby. He's probably not as good as Mikal Bridges, and whatever. He's not the most talented guy on the team, but he does things that nobody else can do. He really does things that nobody else can do. The way he can push tempo and transition, the rebounds he comes up with for a fucking, what is he, 6'4" guard? Like, this guy's a freak. And there's a toughness to him that, like, I've never understood this whole, like, oh, the Knicks are like, every time the Knicks lost a game this year, it was like, well, they're soft. They're soft. And it's like, okay, I think there's probably more to basketball than is this team soft or not. But, there is something to, like, I think he embodies this to me, that he is tough, but he is tough without engaging in like the bullshit of a Lou Dort, for example, or the bullshit of like the general OKC team in many ways. He is tough because he just plays through contact and absorbs it and delivers blows, takes blows, doesn't matter. Like he is happy to play that game, but he does it in a way that I think is exemplary. Honestly, it's what you want. You want guys to play hard. You want guys to be physical. You want guys to be able to take contact, accept contact. But you shouldn't want your players to engage and be dirty and things of that nature. And he isn't. And, I just love that element he gives the Knicks. I think it's special. And, again, we don't even know. We still don't actually know what position he plays. He just plays like basketball. Yeah, he's like one of those college football recruits where like they don't have a position. There's like 5-star athlete. You're like, oh, okay. So you played college in high school, but they don't think you can play college they don't think you can play quarterback in college. Got it.
So we just call you athlete.
Yeah, just athlete. Thank you to Brunson Better for the super chat. Clear we learned from Pacers losses, leak outs, ball movement, fast breaks, bench scoring, mismatch hunting. Learned from all our exits over the years. I agree, man. I know that we said fuck Zach Lowe in the spot, and he's washed nowadays. But he talked last year after like the season was over during the summer in the podcast. He was talking about how like a lot of teams were just like looking at that Pacers team and we're like, why can't we can we get some of that? Like some of the ball movement, all that things they have. And look, the Knicks are never going to be like that free flowing of a team and play at the pace Indiana does and all those things. But you're right. Like it feels like they learned from their own mistakes. Like that game 1 loss to Indiana last year, you can tell. I don't know if they've ever said it. I think Josh Hart actually said something before the game. It might have been after, whatever. He had a quote where he was like, he said something like, we should have closed out game 1 last year, and like maybe we get to the finals if we do that. That I know that loss has been sitting with them all summer. All
year, honestly.
Yeah, all summer and then into the season. That's been burning them. And you can go 2 ways from that, right? That can break you up and kind of just be like the end of your team as you know it because guys can't get over it, or it can be what it has become now, and like it brings you together, coalesces you. And you're right, man. Like they have learned from those losses. They've learned from their own mistakes. They've learned from what their opponent was successful in doing. And they've taken from it and they've borrowed it. And of course, the players deserve credit. Mike Brown deserves a lot of credit for that because, I mean, I'm not going to pretend I didn't think this, and Tyrese can't pretend it, and none of us can pretend it. Like, we all 100% of times were like, in your heart of hearts, you were like, can they really win a championship if Brunson's the only guy that can really dribble the ball? Like, I don't know.
I talked about it. I've been like, man, we need to go trade for a secondary playmaker. And then I've talked about this in Discord. I've talked about this on pods, Run.downs, and I was like, they need a secondary playmaker because like Brunson needs to be able. Like Brunson can't be the only one who can create advantages. And then it turns out Karl-Anthony Towns is just a secondary playmaker, and we could just run a bunch of action off ball and create opportunities for guys to score to the point where now we have 3 guys with a true shooting over 70 in the NBA fucking playoffs going to the finals. Like, this is the kind of shit that I think a lot of us, I don't even think anybody thought that, yeah, OG Anunoby has a 73 true shooting in the playoffs. Like, nobody would have imagined that. But it's also, like, this was why I was like, yeah, they definitely need another playmaker. It turned out to be Karl-Anthony Towns, which is great. So now it's like, okay, now you can afford to have like length on the perimeter. You could afford to make someone like Josh Hart work. You could do all these things because Karl-Anthony Towns could act as that hub, and the Knicks have been benefiting from it. Even again, like Karl-Anthony Towns only had 3 assists, but he had 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, 2 steals. He had 19 points, but like a lot of his shots were just in rhythm, like straight line drives to the basket. Got no fouls, by the way. That was insane. He should have gotten like.
But what was great about it though? He did. That's how locked in they were. He just fucking got up and ran back down the floor each time.
Yeah, and like again, that's what you want to see. Like again, Karl-Anthony Towns. I think people don't understand the impact of PRA. Like, you always see that Jokic is like, oh, PRA merchant. Like Karl-Anthony Towns is a PRA merchant, but like he's basically going, I don't need to score 24 in order for this team to be good. I can score like 16. I can score 17, but I can like create opportunities for guys like OG and Mikhail to score. OG had 19 points this game. Again, OG had 17 points. Mikhail had 15. He got his line 6 times. That was incredible to watch. Like, I'm pretty sure Mikhail Bridges
Brunson only had 15 today.
Yeah. What
like this is such an unbelievable box score, man. They put up 130 today. Towns led the team in points with 19. Then you said OG at 17, Hart 6, Bridges 15, Brunson 15, Mitchell Robinson 8, Shamet 16, Deuce 11. And then you get scrub time.
Pacome Dadier 6.
Yeah, Pacome Dadier 6, Kolek 8, Alvarado 4, Huckporty 2, Clarkson 3. But nobody broke 20. You put up 130. The game was a blowout. It was over. That is a level of balance. Again, and I keep bringing up the togetherness of the team. You hear guys say this all the time. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to win. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to win. This team right now, and it's not just Brunson and it's literally all 5 of them right now are playing they actually don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. By the way, hilarious. Bridges went 4 of 16 today. He had 15 points. I thought he played a great game. He just couldn't make a shot, and it's fine. Yeah. All he's done is make shots for a month, so you just live with it. But that turn, the play that I think officially just killed the game was, I think it was at the end of the third quarter when Jalen Tyson or somebody on the Cavs had just turned them over, and then Bridges just took it back.
Yes, and then he fouls him.
Yeah, that ended the game basically.
I think there's another possession where they get a turnover. Jalen Tyson attempts a 3, he misses it. They get the rebound. He attempts another 3, he misses it again. They end up getting the rebound, and then Deuce got the board, ripped it down one-handed, jumped with it, and I'm pretty sure they came down and they scored on the other end.
Yeah. It was nonsense. Thank you for the super chat from the D1995B. Shed real tears as the game came to a close. This team, man. Yeah, man. I don't know. The last time I cried after a sports game was I think after Michigan lost to Ohio State in 2014. Yeah. No, 2013. Because they I don't need to relive it. But yeah, basically Ohio State destroyed us for the better part of 20 years. So that's the last time I cried after a sports game. But I understand it, and nobody can tell you don't cry. Real men cry, and that was worth it. I mean, look, it was an amazing performance. It's been an amazing performance. We keep getting on here after each post game. We're like, what a great performance, incredible from the entire team, and that's just what it's not even an exaggeration. That's what it's been. Every night is just it's 5, 6, 7 different guys that you're oh, this guy had a great game, that guy had a great game, Mike Brown had a great game, fucking, Rick Brunson did a good job of yelling at Jalen today, actually. It's just everybody's having good games. So, I don't know. It's awesome to see. And, yeah. And then...
You didn't cry after the FA Cup for Man U. That's crazy.
FA Cup. Come
Yeah,
on.
you didn't care for the FA Cup.
I've seen them win everything. Get on my level, dude.
I know. Shout out to Bruno Fernando. Hope he's having a good day. You know.
Also, they didn't win the FA Cup this year. Just saying.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was saying a couple years ago. Yeah, I have my days, right? It's okay.
Shout out Bruno Fernandes breaking the assist record. That's my guy.
yeah.
Bronson Better also says if we win the cup double, if we win the finals and cup double agenda, only team ever. Correct. That's a great agenda to have.
We would have won the cup. We would have won Shooting Stars, and we would have won the finals, which means that's
the treble. We got the treble going here.
It's the treble.
The treble is on. Treble's on.
I want the treble.
This is from Walt Clyde Fraser 5179. Shout out to you. Remember you from the P&T days. We've come a long way since Quincy AC MVP chance and James White honorary starts. Oh my God. Flight White, James Flight White.
James Flight White, who fucking sold
that guy. Every time he shot the ball, I wanted to like shoot myself. I was like, how? I just don't understand these guys that are like, you're a professional NBA player and you look like some 12-year-old at the local Y taking a jumper. Like, how does that even happen?
Also, apparently James Harden said it was 4-0, but I don't think we had a chance as far as our best shot. Generally, I do feel like we are the better team. Series-wise, we didn't show it.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Say with that confidence, bro. I know you need to get that next extension, so I'm gonna let you live.
Yeah, like bottle it and take it into next season. Also, he said, I think I did pretty good defensively, been extremely solid, and offensively getting guys shots and fitting into a system that was already in place.
Hey, man, get that back, James.
James Harden, like, I wish I had the irrational confidence that James Harden had, because like he will gaslight you into thinking he's somehow like doing good, even when he struggles. And it's just like, you know what? Hey, more power to you, dude.
If you're a real Knicks fan, you really want James Harden and Donovan Mitchell to get extended, like they deserve. The extensions they deserve.
I truly think that like they were pretty close. That was the close. Like analytically, it's still tied. You know, so I really do think that another year to run it back, more chemistry would be very good for them.
Thank you to Doc Butterfingers for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Michael Rappaport is the worst. Thanks to Dave Goodman. Michael Rappaport is the worst on many levels. Yes, he is the worst on many levels. He also says, I hope Tibbs is miserable. That's good stuff. This is hilarious. Chris Bernard 97 says, it's been so long I used to watch Jonathan Macri postgame on Periscope.
Do you remember Periscope? Holy shit. Periscope. Yeah, man. God, Periscope, dude. Oh, what a time.
Jordan Bub says, Knicks outscored the Cavs by a combined 77 points a series, the second largest point differential in a 4-game sweep in conference finals history, behind the Lakers in 2001 plus 89. And that Lakers team was fucking insane, by the way. That team was like absolutely ridiculous. That was their most dominant playoff run and probably one of the greatest teams of all time. People just don't give them the credit because they did nothing in the regular season. They were just like, yeah, we're good. We'll get there and we'll just run through the competition. And they did. RR for MVP 123 says, before tonight, the Knicks have made a finals since Clinton was getting topped off by Lewinsky at the White House. You know how long ago that was? Let's go Knicks. Yeah, that was a time. That was a time.
I'll take your word for it.
And now we have somehow a president that embarrasses more on a daily basis. Moving on. Nemo Petiter says that the front office also did good with almost everybody, even traded away players. Good point.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Everybody got paid. Everybody got paid,
or got sent to teams that would pay them or would give them a role that would end up with them getting paid. Except for Quentin Grimes. And you know what? Fuck Quentin Grimes.
Fuck Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, literally the worst of all those guys. He's the only guy they have like traded that I'm like, fuck that guy. Actually, fuck him. I do not miss him. I have better things to wish. There are better people that I spend my wishes on than Quentin Grimes. I don't necessarily wish him bad, but I do not waste my good wishes on him.
Like I wouldn't wish for him to get like proper skincare, but like I'm not gonna wish that bad on him. Like hey, live your life, bro. You think you're a star.
I wish for him to discover, proactive things of that nature.
Neutrogena, a good skincare routine.
John Starks, Landry Shamet, way to play, way to shoot that thing. Yeah, John Starks, he's definitely was not shy to take a shot. We know that much.
Before games end. Yeah, before games and after games.
When was this from? I want to know if somebody could tell me this. Brian Warner says the Cavs should have no worries about the Knicks in the playoffs. I'm not staying up nights worrying about the Knicks. Their team screams to me great regular season team. The thing that never made sense to me about this is like the Knicks have actually done shit in the playoffs.
What the fuck are the Cavs done?
That's what I'm saying. Like the Knicks have actually done shit in the playoffs. And Jalen Brunson, again, like I said this in the beginning, Jalen Brunson, how many times does he have to show you that he is on a different level to Donovan Mitchell? Like every time I see one of these lists, every single time, forgetting who is, if Jalen's above Donnie or Donovan above Jalen, they're always in the same tier. They're always in the same tier. How do you think these guys are in the same tier of player, man? Okay, I just want to say this. Donovan Mitchell tonight, okay? I'm just looking it up. Tonight, Donovan Mitchell, look at the box score. He had 31 points on 9 of 18 shooting, 5 of 9 from 3, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. Great box score game. He was minus 23.
With 4 turnovers.
He was minus 23, 4 turnovers to 1 assist. I'm pretty sure he finished the series with a negative assist turnover ratio.
Same thing with
or minus assist turnover ratio, I should say.
And a plus minus 23.
His performance today was like the most
hero bullshit.
It was the most self-serving. I just want to make sure I get mine so that when people are looking at the game tomorrow, they can't be like, oh, well, Mitchell didn't show up. He did nothing in this game of value to like lead his team, to raise other guys' level, to inspire anybody. Like it was pathetic from the start to whatever the finish was. He was just out there to get his buckets and get his numbers so that people can continue to perpetuate the myth that Donovan Mitchell is actually this amazing playoff riser. He is, you talk about franchise player. If Donovan Mitchell's your franchise player, you ain't much of a franchise. I'll say that.
Yeah, like he also tried to like do the Brunson thing in game 1 where like he like yelled at everybody at the bench. Like he tried doing it in game 4. And
dude,
like
the one in game 3 where he's like, 3 perfect quarters, guys. We just gotta play 3 perfect quarters now.
Yeah, he's like,
he was yelling at everybody on the bench today when they're up, when they're down 20. And I'm like, this is the most performative bullshit, bro. Like this is such performative nonsense. How about you get back on defense? How about you make a rotation defensively? How about you do anything on defense? How about that? Can you do that? Is that possible? Are we allowed to ask that of you? I thought he was pathetic tonight. Like, look, I get it. And I'm cool with people slandering James Harden because slandering James Harden is a great pastime of mine.
It's so fun now that we're on the receiving end.
And if you want to slander Evan Mobley, have a blast. You want to slander Jared, the lights are too bright, Allen, go for it. You want to slander Kenny Atkinson, go for it. This guy is your franchise player, and that was the performance he put on tonight in an elimination game. He should be ashamed of himself. Like if this is the man you want to give 4 years, $277 million. Do you really want to?
Or 350 for 5.
Yeah, like is that really what you want to do? Like, God bless the Cavs if they do that. Honestly, God bless any team that does that. Because at some point, like, Donovan Mitchell finally made it to the Eastern Conference Finals or Conference Finals. I mean, did he really? Like, if you don't win a game, did you really make it to the Conference Finals?
Like they were there. For sure.
They existed. Like he existed in the conference finals.
They were competition.
I'm sorry. Like I just thought for 4 games, outside of like the first 3 quarters of game 1, I thought his performance was genuinely like Hall of Shame worthy for if you're a franchise player. You're a franchise player. I thought it was embarrassing, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he ends up shooting in the series with a 60 true shooting, and he averages 3.5 turnovers to 2.3 assists. That's your star. And the biggest moment of his life. That's your star.
Yeah. It's, again, for a franchise player, that was, like I said, not much of a franchise. That's your franchise.
And meanwhile, Jalen Brunson, again, ends up like 11-2 against this guy in his career, or like 11-3 against this guy in his career.
In the playoffs, yeah.
In the playoffs, which means
12-2.
Yeah, 12-2, which means, again, belt to ass. He's not even going to the wedding because he won't be there because he's going to be at the finals. Like,
I was expecting a bigger belt, man. A nice cowboy belt.
It's late, like we've been on here for nearly 2 hours, like, yeah, I have it in spirit. I don't have it in theory.
Kofi Amonkwa Jr. says, I'm so pissed about the 2023 Eastern Conference semifinals. Knicks should not have lost to Miami. Talk to him, Tyrese.
They shouldn't have, but like you'll get gaslit and be told, oh no, actually the Heat were just really good that year, even though like that Game 6 second quarter lineup still pisses me off. They were up 10, and then he runs out what? It was Deuce, Hart, RJ,
Obi,
and then it was I.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which center. It doesn't matter which center at that point.
Like
we're up 11 when he did that. By the way,
yeah, we were up 11. He ends up like benching both those guys, and then like it was like 2 minutes. The Heat end up like closing the lead, and then the game's over from there.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna have to hear about how Tom Thibodeau is actually a really good coach, and the Knicks. Frank Izzola is going to say, well, Tom Thibodeau could have got them here too, and Tom Thibodeau is going to be given the biggest white privilege of any coach in the fucking league. Like, yeah, man. He's Mark Jackson without the religious paranoia. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I can't believe that James Harden quote, man. That's so funny.
But I mean, like, you can believe it because that's what James Harden does. Like, that's what he does, man.
He's so funny. He's funny. Tay216 says, Tay2126, I should say, says, I watched OG for years in Toronto. I never thought I'd love a player as much that I watched my team used to play against. He's, I still remember, like, they made the trade, and I was like, I don't know, man. And like, look, I'm gonna be honest, I loved Emmanuel quickly, so like, this is a tough trade for me. And then I watched him play for like 2 minutes against the Timberwolves. That was their first game, or that was his first game after the trade. And I was like, yeah, let's figure out how to address this backup point guard situation. I think we're good. Yeah. We're good.
I remember we did like an emergency pod that game. When the trade happened, it was like me and Jeff, and I was like ecstatic because I was like, yes, like I've wanted OG since 2021, and like I tweeted about it. You can check my Twitter. Like I talked about wanting OG for years, and they finally ended up getting OG. And there was like a question. I think like Will had clipped it for me. Will_NBA_hater. Good guy. Let him remember. Will's a Knicks fan, so if you tweet at him, let him know that the Knicks are great. He'll really appreciate it. But yeah, I remember like being stoked about it. And Jeff is like, don't you think that they made the trade because they had too much creation for RJ? And I'm like, no, they traded RJ because he stinks. Like, I was ecstatic about the OG trade. I wanted Brunson early, so I'm happy that Brunson's here. I figured they trade for Cat at some point. Mikhail was the one where I was like, holy shit, they actually did it. But like, I think even like back in the day, like when we were in Discord, we were like, yeah, Josh Hart could be cool, even though he can't shoot, but like he'd be cool.
Oh no, I always loved Josh Hart. I was like always a Josh Hart guy.
Especially after that game where he ends up getting like 19 rebounds against us and then falls out. Like,
well, I mean, even then, like I like Josh Hart, but it's like look, you're trying to figure out asset value, and I remember when the trade went down, I was like, because it's like no, I think at that deadline it was like nobody actually got traded for a first. It was like everybody was like 5 second round picks, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, look, I'm fine with the trade. I think we might have overpaid a little bit. And then you just watch him play and you watch how the team plays. And you're like, yeah, actually, you know what? Send them another one. Send them another first round pick, actually, while we're at it.
And it was also like it was a protected first too, because I'm pretty sure it was like
Yeah.
it was going to be first, and like if it was in the lottery, it ended up becoming 4 seconds. So I was like, okay, like that's pretty good value.
Yeah, it was. I mean, look, the trade has aged wonderfully. I think it was. I want to say, Ace Zulo, DJ over on Knicks Film School. I think I don't know if it was pod. I saw a clip of it on Twitter, but like he said, like, look, if the Knicks get this thing done, obviously, like that's gonna be a trade you look back on and be like, they got Josh Hart for fucking what? Like they got Josh Hart for what?
Ryan Arcidiacono and Cam Reddish.
Reddish's end of Cam Reddish's career, and I don't even know what did they was
Kevin
Svi in that
Knox.
deal?
Kevin Knox.
Was Svi in that deal?
I think Svi was in that deal too. How special.
Giannis LB809 says 5 a.m. here. I can't go back to sleep. Man, I feel you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep today.
Yeah, some of us are not working tomorrow. So, what a great Memorial Day massacre.
Chris Burnout 97 says, "Remember the phrase a rudderless and gutted roster?" Yes.
Yes.
I mean, look,
times.
there's so many of these comments. Anashim Apuranga 4909 says, "We used to make headlines for Phil Jackson calling LeBron's friends his posse and probably trying to get Melo to waive his no trade clause." You know what? Shout out to him for getting Melo to waive his no trade clause.
Yeah, it got us Mitch. So hey,
he actually made Melo's life fucking hell so badly that even though he was fired, Melo was like, "Listen, get me the fuck out of here, dude. I'm good." Look, there's so many of these. Toon Coop Miners says, "Guys, let's save some to the finals end. We can't unload all the receipts in a single stream tonight. Don't worry, there's plenty of receipts.
We have like a decade of receipts to go through. Like, we got time.
Oh yeah. This is a great point. I want to talk about this. Jason Arvalo 2901 says, "Once they find out how to beat a team, they don't stop until they're dead." Yeah, this is like, do you remember when they played Miami in 2023, game one, Butler gets hurt. And he's like hobbling around out there. You can visibly see him in pain, like not able to move. And for whatever reason, they didn't bring him into the action at all. They never brought him into the action. And there was like 3 or 4 possessions in a row. They just didn't do it. And the game gets away from them at that point, and they lose that game. And then if you look at the rest of the series, they win game 2 at home. They lose game 3 and 4 on the road. They win game 5 at home. They lose game 6 on the road. If they had just taken the easy money there, maybe all they need to do is home serve their way through the series, and they get to a conference finals. And look, that Heat team beat the Celtics, and that's a Celtics team the Knicks played really well against that year. In the regular season, they went 3-1 against them, and they went 2-0 after the Josh Hart trade, if I remember correctly. Like, maybe you get to a finals then. Who knows? But like, I don't want to relitigate that. But the point I'm getting to is this team is different, because when the point you're making it is something I agree with, and that's why I think all these series, you have felt like the gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as the series goes on. Is they just get comfortable, like they figure out, okay, this is what this team is good at. This is what this team is bad at. This is how we can attack them. This is what they're going to throw at us. And there's an intentionality to it all. And there's a maturity and an intelligence to their approach and a professionalism, really, to be so hyper-focused on this stuff, on the details. And then they just fucking euthanize you. And that's what happened to the Cavs today. The Knicks were like, listen, this team is tired. Just keep running. Just fucking run all day. And also, Donovan Mitchell's not going to pass the ball. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, like they clearly had a game plan to stop them, to just run on makes, run on misses, run on dead balls, whatever it may be. Like they get a turnover that would go out of bounds. They're like clapping at the ref to get the ball back into play so they could run. Like there was clearly an emphasis to like tire them out.
make them have to work for it. Make Mobley and Allen do their scoring instead of Harden and Mitchell. Or like if Mitchell's going to do scoring, like limit his ability to pass and just like have him beat you 1-on-1. Like, yeah, it was just like a fantastic game plan. All the guys brought in. Like Brunson didn't even have like magical performances the way that he had in like previous playoff runs, but ultimately it was enough to get him to where he needed to be. And that's what you do when you have a team on the ropes, and you need to take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's kind of what was annoying about the start of the Hawks series, but really since that point they've been ruthless, and that was the worst part about a lot of those playoff runs in the past couple of years, where you're like, that Sixers series should have been ended in 5. You end in 6. That, the Pacers series could have been up 3-0 if you don't start Precious Achiuwa on both halves. Okay, that costs you. In 2024, I'm talking about. You can run I mean, we already know about the Pacers series last year, even the Celtics series to some extent, and the Pistons series. You had chances to end those series in 5 games. They both go an extra game. And in Detroit's case, you got to fucking travel to Detroit, for a game 6 on the road. It's just an annoying thing you got to do. And like those things hurt you, and you add miles onto your players, and those minutes matter. Playoff minutes are harder. They're more intense. Every minute you're out there, right, you're more liable to potentially be injured. So, shout out to this team just for like how professional their approach has been. I don't want to read this tweet. This is really funny. This is from Josh Lewinberg at JLew1050. In the 2.5 years since the Raptors traded OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam, they have combined for 4 conference finals appearances and 2 NBA finals appearances.
The good old Raptors. Messiah Ujiri is the gift that keeps on giving.
But yeah. Oh, man, he's the best. Thanks.
Oh, it's so funny that like Fat Joe just has a picture holding the Eastern Conference Finals MVP with James Dolan. That's so hilarious.
Great. Wait, what? Wait, so who is it?
No, Fat Joe has a picture holding Jalen's trophy with James Dolan, and they're both wearing the conference finals hats.
Oh, man, I haven't even seen that one yet.
This team is so hilarious, dude.
Mike Brown talks about what he's learned about Jalen Brunson from coaching him this year. Most superstars have been around, work extremely hard, but his work ethic is off the charts. I mean, that is, we knew that. And sorry, guys, I'm trying to get to as many of these as I can. Landry Shamet just now went inside the NBA. Knicks fans are a specific species of human that should be studied.
Shout out Habibi.
We still have no idea of what's going on. Landry Shamet just exists. He exists.
And we're grateful. We're grateful he exists.
This is from Mike Breen today on the broadcast. I've been rooting for the Knicks since I've been 7 years old. And to have a team like this is pretty darn special. That's from Mike Breen on the Knicks heading to the NBA Finals.
Do you think Mike Breen would be on the float if they win?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like I thought he'll be
on the NYPD float.
That's what I was gonna say. I'll be like, he's probably gonna be standing next to NYPD instead.
They did it for you guys. You guys earned this by protecting Radio City Music Hall.
Back to blue. Back to blue.
This is good. Among players to never win an NBA championship, James Harden ranks tied first in playoff wins, second in playoff games, 6th in seasons with playoff appearance. Also, I'm pretty sure about this. James Harden has never been swept before. We did it.
I'll check, but I want to say he has been. But if he hasn't,
it must have been one of those early Rockets teams.
Yeah, but we can check because we have a good old basketball reference.
There we go.
I will get back to you. Let me say.
Deuce McBride was asked about the Knicks' killer instinct. We don't want to leave any doubt out there. We just want to come out, handle our business. This is a good one. Chris Burner, 97. Actually, who's crying more today? Carter Bryant or Donovan Mitchell? I gotta say the Carter Bryant thing. Like, the kid's 19. It's fine. It's fine if he's. It's a little.
He's never been swept before.
Yeah, he's never been swept before. I'm telling you.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm tweeting it right now.
Also, apparently, we have as many sweeps in the last 2 playoff series as James Harden has had in his 7-year career. 17-year career. What
There
a
you go.
loser! What a fucking loser!
Um,
Just a perennial loser, man. Like, there's nothing else to say about James Harden aside from the fact that he is legitimately just a perennial loser.
he is, but I respect the bag getting at this point. Like he's still able to get these teams to give him bags that he just probably shouldn't do. Like the fact that he got them to be like, yeah, we'll give Darius Garland for James Harden. We understand that he expects an extension. We're good with that. I'm just like, that is amazing, dude. Congratulations to you.
Like, I don't even care about them giving Darius Garland up because, like, I think Garland's feet are shot, and ultimately,
Well, they must
like,
think that too, right?
yeah, but it's also like, man, why do you want to double down on James Harden? You've seen this shit. Jordan Bubb says, Cat on SportsCenter a few minutes ago says there was no beer, no champagne in the locker room, no celebrations. The team knows they still have a lot of work to do.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I would like to have seen us recreate the Chris Bosh memes, but we'll save those for the finals. And specifically, I want Josh Hart creating the Chris Bosh meme because I feel like he'd do it.
I know. Deuce McBride talks about Knicks fans that have traveled to see the team on the road all playoffs. Shout out to them, being an Ohio kid, being able to say I'm going to my first finals here in my home state, and then we have the whole Knicks nation here. Shout out them. That was like the Philly thing was kind of predictable, just given the distance between New York and Philly. This was insane. Like this is actually fucking insane. You just like, it's not like the craziest thing in the world to go from New York to Ohio, obviously, but like to kind of just like plan that out because every other day, I don't know, it's just something about taking over an arena that distance from you, from your homes. I mean, it's crazy. There's no other fan base that would do that. Like, no chance. Not in the playoffs. Regular season, you play some shit team like Utah or some shit like that. Like, yeah, it's not that surprising when Knicks fans take over, the Wizards arena. But to do it in a playoff setting, to 2 and honestly, arguably even 3 when you talk about the Hawks, separate teams, I've never seen anything like it, man. I really haven't.
Yeah. If San Antonio Spurs end up winning, yeah. We will be there no matter what. Shout out to Pep. Yeah, but we will be there no matter what. Knicks fans will travel. They're going to travel to me.
I mean, there's a shit ton of Knicks fans in Texas, so.
Yeah.
Kofi Mankwa, guys, the Brian Damaris clip about James Harden is appearing all over social media, complete with the ether beat. It's getting bad for Jim Harden right now. That clip has aged
so well.
I wish I had any of the various slanders I've handed out in my life. I wish anything was as perfect as that was. That was special. That was really special.
He literally said, "You're not the system, James. You're the problem." Like, yeah. Oh my god! What a bar! What a bar!
Is that like the one time like a white guy's allowed to be racist?
Yes.
You were good with that one.
Yes. Listen. Ultimately, like sometimes you got to be a little racist to get the point across, and that guy managed to get the point across, and that's what matters.
Chris Bernard, Twins' favorite player, IQ, is basically known as a basketball terrorist in Toronto nowadays. Just get healthy, he'll be fine. He'll be all right. He needs to get out of that.
Yeah, he needs to get out of that fucking team.
It's very obvious the type of team that he needs to go to is very obvious. We'll see if it happens for him.
We can always bring him back. That's okay.
Yeah, just not on this contract. Ziggy22 says, shout out the entire Strickland. Been listening to Schwinn rants for years, and now we up. Do one more Tibbs rant for old time's sake of the next pod. You got it, buddy. Me and Stacia are recording tomorrow. I will I'll dial it up for you. This is crazy, bro. Age 22. 9 assists in total for Donovan Mitchell through 4 games. What the fuck was his usage in this series? 4 assists or 9 assists? That's, dude, no way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so bad.
That's somebody's franchise, dude.
That's
70 million.
For
70
a guard?
million.
For a fucking ball handling guard? Yo, I'm sorry. That's preposterous. Like, if you give him that extension,
you deserve everything that comes with it.
I promise you, I don't even know if there's a team that should do it, but I know this. If you're going to do it, he can't be your best player, which is already why you shouldn't give it out, because that's a contract you should only give to like your best player, a franchise player, an actual franchise player. I think they're going to do all. They're so obviously going to try and give up everything they can to get Giannis. I think this is like the most obvious team that's like going to make a stupid Giannis offer, and if he agrees to go there, that will be hilarious. Imagine paying like a combined like $160 million for Giannis and Donovan Mitchell in 2026.
And then you still have James Harden, and then you also still have like Jared Allen for whatever fucking reason, and then like Max Strus. And it's like, okay, well, great. Like now we just have like super Evan Mobley instead of like regular Evan Mobley, but we still don't have any wings. And also like Donovan Mitchell's not gonna swing the rock. So like, what the fuck are we doing here? I think the Donovan Mitchell team is probably gonna be Brooklyn. I really think it's gonna be Brooklyn.
To get Giannis? Or
no,
Mitchell?
to get Mitchell.
Because they can't tank, right?
They can't tank. This is, and plus like again, they can't tank. You might as well. You don't. Who the fuck else are you paying?
Yeah, you're not paying anybody. It's true. It's not a bad spot, actually. I mean, it's not a bad move for them. I mean, genuinely.
Plus, plus clearly he wants to be in New York. Like,
dude, that picture before the game,
nuts.
I was like, it took me so long.
I thought it was AI.
That's what I'm saying. It took me so long to believe that. I was like, there's no way. Like,
and then like I saw his outfit when he was doing the tunnel walk. I was like, holy shit, it's actually real.
Dude, that's. Can you imagine being his teammate too, where you're like, he's yelling at you when you're down 20, and it's like, bro, get the fuck out of my face.
Bro, you were taking pictures of Knicks fans. Like, you can't tell me shit right now.
That shit was wild, bro.
Like, do you think that they brought it up in the huddle, and when the assistants was like this, they're just like, "Hey, look at that!" Like, Knicks fan, huh?
Oh man.
Like, I'd rather you be like out of like Atlantic City. Like, I told
my barber we traded quickly and dropped the Clippers. Is it me? Was I your barber? Who can say? Who can say for sure?
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, like I said, Schwinn, an annoying conference semifinal loss. Tibbs should have been ashamed of himself. Tibbs had no shame. That was Tibbs' great skill.
That was the entire thing. Like he never had shame because it didn't matter because he never wanted to change his process. He always thought his process was sound.
Look at this fucking loser. Look at this guy showing
off. Wow, great. You couldn't show us the work. Could have been at work, buddy.
We did it, y'all. We fucking did it.
Me and Schwinn are here.
And we're grinding, dude.
Even Con was here. Where the fuck were you? Oh, you wanted to be outside in public. Fuck you.
1084.
Shout to Sam.
I remember Alonzo Trier arguments and getting hype about Frank Ntilikina scoring 11 points. Correct.
When Frank had a 20 and 10 game, I was on cloud nine.
That was also the only 20-point game he ever had in his career.
Yeah, I know, but he gave that to us, and that's what matters.
He did. And then COVID happened. COVID was literally like the season ended like 3 days after that.
Yeah. I think it was like the Wizards game, and I think like right after it was at the Atlanta game where like Vince Carter had like his last shot, and then they ended up winning in overtime, and then COVID happened.
HB Craig says we need Schwinn and Stacey to relitigate who's a better rebounder between Hart and OG. It's still Josh Hart. I appreciate OG's contributions on the glass, but let's be real, man. Josh Hart is one of one. That guy is a fucking.
Are we the first team from the Elite Eight to go to the finals? I'd assume so. Yeah, I think we're the first team from the Elite Eight.
Oh, you mean the teams that weren't in the bubble?
Yeah.
I was so happy not being in the bubble. That was great. That was a great offseason. We just were all locked in to our houses and apartments, and we just analyzed the draft for like 6 months.
I know. Like, yeah, you know, my draft analysis was like insanely proficient, and there's no quotables of me saying some wild shit about one Tyrese Halliburton. But you know what? That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Dude, I'm sorry. I still can't get over that Alvarado stint tonight. That was like maybe my favorite part of this entire run because I was just like, this is crazy. This guy's just running. Jalen Brunson wants to set the record straight. He and Mikal Bridges won 2 national titles at Villanova while Josh Hart won 1. Was Josh Hart on the team when fucking what's his name made that crazy 3?
Jenkins? Yes. Yes. Because that was 2016, I believe.
Damn.
And then
but
2018 was a blowout.
Yeah, 2018 was a blowout. Oh man, that was a crazy shot. That was wild. Sorry, trying to get to these final ones as much as I can. I'm assuming this is Donovan Mitchell. Y'all asked me 1,000 times we were tired. I can't tell you yes, but we did this to ourselves. Not an excuse. They're a hungry team. They beat us, swept us. I don't want to diminish that. But we didn't give ourselves a chance because we didn't handle business. He's correct. He's right. Look at this bum. Dude, I'm on my way home. You have to fucking teach kids tomorrow, you fucking drunk.
That's crazy. Imagine seeing your teacher out and he's out here like riding the streets.
He's gonna be fucking slurring words in the morning.
What 2 plus 2? Brunton.
Oh man. This is the D19955B. Donovan Mitchell has been on the losing end of multiple embarrassing playoff collapses. I have no idea how he still has the PR he has in NBA media for the regular season. For the regular season? Oh, brother.
It has to end now. I think it legitimately has to end now. Like, because at this point, everybody's just gonna go like, you got swept. Like, it's something embarrassing like this needs to happen so that way, like,
it doesn't matter if you got Coco Jones on your arm. Like, come on, man. You give him the pats?
Yeah, like shit, man. You got Coco Jones in your arm. It's like, you think you give a fuck about basketball? You have Coco Jones. Like, if Coco Jones is like, it's okay, baby, you get him next year. I didn't drink LMAO.
This is even worse. Even worse.
Lame. Blood thinks he's on the team.
Sam's like, no champagne, no beer for me. Just got to lock in your.
we got to lock in on these shapes. Got to lock in on these numbers.
Got to lock in on algebra here. H3 Greg 4228 says Schwindley legit deserves so much credit for being a steady voice for Knicks fans during the year and never being a big baby when we weren't playing well. Always kept it based on facts. One thing I will say about this is like the 2021-22 season was just like an 82 game crash out for me and for Sam and for Tyrese and everyone that did these post games. I didn't understand why everybody was so like. I didn't understand honestly at all like why people were constantly going crazy during the season because like the 2-9 stretch was bad. Don't get me wrong. Even at that point, anybody that was not like concerned in real time about that, especially that Martin Luther King Day game against Dallas, where you're just like, you got to be fucking kidding me. They're playing with their skeleton crew squad here. Like that, I understood. But for the most part, I never got it because, like, why did we fire Tom Thibodeau? Why did we move on from Tom Thibodeau? We wanted to experiment with shit. We wanted to use our depth better. We wanted to use the regular season.
Reverse racism.
Yeah, and reverse racism. We wanted to use the regular season for, as a trial ground. And for so that you're better prepared for the playoffs. And also, we saw at the end of the postseason in 2024 and at the end of the postseason in 2025, this team was dead. They were running on fumes. Like Josh Hart openly said it last year. He openly said, like, he had nothing left. He had nothing left at the end of that series. And you could see it. Brunson had nothing left at the end of that Pacers series last year. They were dead. They had no juice. And, like, did Mike Brown do shit in the regular season that was annoying? Yeah. Like, he did a lot of shit in the regular season that in real time was annoying to me. He did shit like all the stuff with Cat. We're just calling him out publicly. I didn't love that either. We talked about it in the postgame last time, and I've brought it up many times. Like, I didn't like it at all at the time. I'm gonna put my hands up and say it, but like none of that stuff to me warranted like the kind of conversations that were happening on the team, because all through it, like you were like, the team is good. Like I don't know what else to say. Like, they're good. They're a very obviously good team. All of their metrics were better than last season. Like their offensive rating, defensive rating, net rating. You can go through it all. Like the Knicks were a better team qualitatively this year than they were last year. They did that while giving their best players less minutes. They did it while giving real minutes at various points to guys like Diawara, who was the 51st pick or whatever?
Yeah, 51st pick.
51st pick in the draft that you should never be happy about. They were giving minutes to Tyler Kolek, who's no longer in their rotation. They're giving minutes like they gave
Gershon Yabusele.
Yabusele, who was terrible, and Huck Porty, who like lost way too much weight to start the year, and like now finally looks like an actual big man again. Like they did all of these things, and it just, to me, it was all kind of like I don't know, like nothing. The Knicks weren't going to do anything in the regular season that really mattered. Is kind of like where I fell on it, and that's kind of been where I've been at the last 2 years. To be honest with you, like this team is not a team anymore that you're like. There's nothing you're going to judge them on in the regular season. It doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. That's not the bar. Like they can pretty much stumble into 50 wins with this group whenever they want. Like 50 plus wins with this group is, it's not that difficult. It's everything in the playoffs that matters. And, we already talked about this. Like, as deep as they went in the playoffs last year, like, the underlying data is telling you, like, look, you run it back the same way next season, same coach, same methodology, you're probably not going to get as far. Now, the matchups broke the way they did for us this year. Maybe they still make it far. Maybe they still make it to the finals. I guarantee you would not think this team has actually has a chance to win the NBA Finals. Now, with the changes they've made, schematically, all of those things, the personnel usage, the concepts you're operating with under Mike Brown, like, yeah, this team has a chance to win a championship. Like, it very obviously has a chance to win a championship. And that's what everybody can hope for. That's what everybody wants. So, I just won't. I didn't get it in real time, and like I don't want to criticize anybody that was crashing out and having like existential crisis about this team, because I get it. Like they were frustrating at various points. For me, I was kind of like, everything just feels better actually, and I think this works better, and they should be better in the playoffs because they're gonna have less minutes on them and all these type of things. Like, I don't know. It just felt like that to me anyway.
Also, I don't know how much longer we're going to go, but I do have a quote from Kenny Atkinson, our friend Kenny Atkinson.
Oh, man, I can't wait for this one.
We win those game sixes, we beat the Knicks. I'm not saying that, but I think it gives us a better chance. But the density of the frequency of the games played a part in it.
I mean,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, like cool. You did it though, so who cares? Like I'm just gonna say, like, one thing I will give Tom Thibodeau, this man never made lame ass fucking excuses like this, and I think that was a key part of establishing the Knicks as a real organization that had a real culture, and a culture that did not feel sorry for itself. The way the Cavs have operated and talked about themselves and all this stuff for years, it's like, what are you fucking entitled about? Like, why is everyone on this team, why does everyone feel so entitled? And why do you guys come up with the same stupid bullshit? Did you see, he had a quote before the game where he's like, oh, guys, I think that we probably have to win this game. It's probably a must-win game. No fucking shit, dude. It's game 4. You're down 3-0. You think it's a must-win game? Congratulations to you. I mean, I just thought they were embarrassing. And they've been embarrassing for years. They were embarrassing. The quotes that JB Bickerstaff used to do, the entitlement that came from that was embarrassing. Everything about this series, to me, if I were a Cavs fan, I just don't know how you can actually feel good about this season, the way it ended. Like, you really think that this was some serious step forward? Really? Really? Like, I feel almost 1,000% confident if Tyrese Halliburton is able to play basketball ever again and not just like whatever is going on with him right now, the Pacers will be better than the Pistons. Or sorry, and the Pistons will be better than them next year too. The Pacers will be better than the Cavs next year, 100%. 100%. Like, there's no doubt in my mind the Pacers will be better than them, because the Pacers are like, they have an elite coach. They have a style of play that they kind of understand intuitively. Presumably, you're getting back Halliburton. That should be a big deal. The Pistons will be better than them next year just because they're probably going to add more talent. Like, they're probably going to add more talent that hopefully, for their sake, will actually be able to shoot the basketball this time. That might help them a little bit. But, like, I don't know. I just look at this Cavs thing. To me, it's done. It's over for them.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good there.
I think we are good. We'll just close with this. Last one, this from Toon Coop Miners. And last but not least, a big thank you to Mark Cuban for standing on his ground and not giving $55 million extension to a small, fat bench guard who can't shoot threes. Thank you, Mark. Correct.
Indeed. Thank you, Mark.
Correct. All right. Thank you to everyone for the comments. Thank you so much for the super chats. Really, really generous tonight. Appreciate you guys and appreciate all your support through the year. Thank you to our sponsor, FanDuel. Tyrese, anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
I just want to plug the fact that it's been a long time to get to this point, and it's not over, but great, fantastic ride, and I'm looking forward to watching those games in June.
Yes, we have not. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I got to read this before I go. This is from Dan Gilbert. We took a step ahead this spring, but we are nowhere near where we need to be. I can't thank the fans enough for the support this year. We will dig in all summer and do everything we possibly can to take the next step. We will grind until we get there. Congrats to the New York Knicks. Just why do you even need to say anything, man?
Sure.
Yes, I agree, though. I am definitely looking forward to the games in June. It's been way, way too long. Oh, I missed. Sorry, Walt Clyde Fraser. No, I thought I read it. Oh, we got another one. I'm sorry. Sorry to Walt Clyde Fraser. I'm going to read this style super chat. Landry Shamet deserves an insincere max offer. Yes. If you don't know the joke about insincere max offer, you were not on the PNT days with us. There was a report. I'll promise you I'll close this. There's a report when Melo was a free agent, when Phil Jackson first took over, that Phil had made something like they had like 3 or 4 or 5 like different proposals on the table for Melo to choose from. And somebody was saying like, I think Phil probably offered him a max, but that it was an insincere max offer. And I just don't know what the fuck, and I'll never know what the fuck that means. Because if somebody's offering me a max contract, one, that's about as sincere as you can get. And 2, I don't care how insincere that is. I'm just gonna be like, thank you, man. I appreciate that. This is a good day for me. All right. Again, thanks everybody for the super chats. Thank you so much for the comments. Appreciate your times. Or appreciate your support. Sorry, I should say. And me and Stacey are going to record probably tomorrow. So we'll have that pod out for you, and we will have content coming out for you through the week. I'm sure, as we prepare, and maybe we'll do some hate watches. Who knows? All right. Thanks again to everyone. Thanks to our sponsor, FanDuel. We're out. Peace.
Peace.